6-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, October 11th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 71. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome in OTB Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. This is Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor hanging out with you today. Nice fist pump, Taylor. Hell yeah. How we feeling today, boys? Feeling good? How's everyone doing?
I mean, I don't know with the fist pump. Could we be doing as well as Taylor's doing?
Yeah, Taylor, what seems to have you so excited this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just in a good mood.
Nice. Hell yeah. Always good when you have one of those mornings when you wake up and you just
a
feel
good morning.
Locked in. So what's up? Everybody else is good, though? Morale is good. How we feeling as we are just hurtling through football season and hurtling through the month of October? Already halfway through the college football season. Such a bummer. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We build it up for 8 months, and then we only get like a small sample of what we really would enjoy for 12 months.
Yeah, I agree. But, it's like Christmas, dude. If you have Christmas every day, then there's no Christmas, right? All right, look, on today's show, no flustering. Matt Flynn is out road tripping with the fam, excuse me. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking hour number 1. Obviously, we'll talk a little LSU Auburn. Then we'll also get into, I got some Saints topics that I want to touch on. Hour 2, I think we go around the country and start to preview some of the big college games this week in a really sneaky good slate coming up this weekend. Hour 3, touching a little Pelicans preseason as they made their debut last night. Mario, will lean on you for that. And I do like that somebody put Frank Reich's comments on David Tepper in here because we will get to that as well. But let's start with New Orleans Saints. The Saints right now are a team. It's very interesting. They are a tale of two teams, right? When you look at the offensive versus the defensive side of the ball. Right now, the Saints defensively, one of the best teams in the entire NFL, no doubt. A top 10, arguably a top 5 defense in the entire league. They already have 7 picks, which, of course, we already know matches their season total from last year. That is good for 3rd in the NFL thus far. They lead the NFL in PBUs with 37 of them things. And so, look, much ado was made about that New Orleans Saints secondary throughout the entirety of the offseason, and it has lived up to that billing and then some. They seem very deep. And when you look at the Saints schedule, it should only get better. Like, look, C.J. Stroud's been great, don't get me wrong, but that is still a rookie quarterback facing a better defense, arguably, than he has faced all year. We've gone through before. All the quarterbacks on the Saints roster, there's just not a ton of good there. So I think, look, again, like I said, through 5 weeks right now, and Mario, this is a good job finding this, but through 5 weeks right now, the Saints are 4th in the NFL in total defense, only sub 275. Yep. 274 yards per game. They're 8th against the run. only 91 yards a game. Fourth against the passers at secondary game, only 180. They only allow opponents to convert 31% of the time on third down. Touchdown percentage in the red zone is 41%. That's good for 7th in the league. That third down is 3rd, by the way. And then in the most important stat, you're 4th in the NFL, giving up just 15 points a game. So, yes, that is a legitimate top 5 defense, Jake. When you look at what you've seen out of the Saints with your, 7 years of NFL experience, what is it about this defense that makes it that's leading to all this success?
I think it's all 3 levels. You have guys on all 3 levels. It's no level trying to make up for the other. And also, I think maybe more importantly than anything is Carl Granderson. And we've talked a lot about him because you've known Cam Jordan was there, and you feel good about Cam Jordan every single time. But like Marcus Davenport, not consistent. Peyton Turner, not on the field. Like so many different guys that you've tried to make work there just haven't played out. They have not been the guy that you drafted in the first round. And so now you have a guy in Carl Granderson, and that's why you paid him the money as quickly as you did, because you want to secure him for the best price that you possibly can. But I think he's unlocked a lot of things. I think getting veteran defensive tackles through free agency has allowed Brzee to kind of, when he goes in there, kind of just be free.
Yeah,
right.
true.
He has an opportunity to go in there and kind of disrupt, and he doesn't have to be as technically sound every single down because he's not asked to play every single down. We know what Demario Davis is. I think Pete Warner continues to be a really good player that only continues to get better. And we mentioned the secondary, and I think Jordan Howden, somebody we talked about yesterday, I think he adds a lot to this secondary. I mean, I kind of think he shores some things up, which is wild to say for a rookie. So for me, T, I think it's just because all 3 levels, you're playing incredibly high IQ football. I think Carl Granderson's probably the most important piece because Cam Jordan is the important piece, but he can never fully be unlocked, it felt like, in the last couple of years because he was getting so much attention.
Well, allow me to raw dog you with some PFF numbers this morning, as if you look at the highest rated players, this comes from Jeff Duncan per PFF. But if you look at the highest rated players on this Saints defense, it does go 1, Carl Granderson, 2, Cam Jordan, 3, Demario Davis. Then Jordan Howden, the rookie, checking in at number 4, playing with a broken finger right now, like a dog. And then Alontae Taylor tied with the same grade as Howden at 4. Interestingly enough, I think these guys have been good, but Nathan Shepard and Kalen Saunders coming in with the lowest grades, which, again, this is maybe the lowest of a good bunch instead of the lowest of a bad.
There might be a point in the year where Brian Brzee ends up being like a full starter. I mean, he certainly has that talent, but signing veterans like you did, and you signed a couple of them like we're laying out here, you don't have to be. So I think that's paid off really for him. But you can see the talent, and you can see why he was a first-round pick. And so eventually he will probably take over that role. But I think right now it's really good for him, the fact that he can come in, play with his hair on fire, and he knows how many snaps he's getting.
So you have a top 5 defense in the NFL. No doubt that defense is the driving force why you're 3-2 through 5 games. We've talked about it plenty. The New Orleans Saints offense remains a work in progress. First couple of weeks doing just enough. Next couple of weeks completely falling apart. And then a bit of an explosion on Sunday. But as Underhill talked about, they exploded last year as well in that Raiders game, and it meant nothing long-term after that. Well, 24 is maybe a bit rich to call an explosion, but they did beat the Raiders 24-0 last year, and then it didn't really mean that much going forward. It's not to say that it's all bad offensively, though. I mean, there is definitely some good. I thought this was interesting that Mario found. This also comes from Jeff Duncan. Chris Olave and Mike Thomas have combined to catch 51 passes for 600 yards without a single drop in 81 targets this season. So Derek Carr trusting his guys, and his guys coming through on that trust. The problem right now is this Saints offense has a glaring Achilles heel. You know me, I love video games, and so I always use this kind of analogy to explain it. But if you've ever played pretty much any video game in your entire life, when you are fighting the boss, a lot of times in game design, they will show you a weakness, and it is very clear. It is glowing. It is what it is. You have to hit the weak spot if you want to take down the boss. Well, if you look at this New Orleans Saints team, that glowing weak spot is Trevor Penning.
Yep.
And Nick Underhill right now, New Orleans Football, has an entire piece about whether or not Trevor Penning is going to be the linchpin of bad that crashes this entire team. Here's one of the first sentences in the article. Quote, "There's no question Penning's inconsistencies in both the run game and pass game are causing issues for the offense." He would go on to mention, and look, it's one thing to be young and be bad at pass blocking in the NFL. Because pass blocking is impossible. And ultimately, Jake, that's what separates the guys who make it in the league versus those who don't, right?
Yep.
So, like, I'm not surprised when I see a big-time guy never learn how to pass block and be a bust because of that. But almost everyone can run block. It's way easier. It's what you do. It's what you grew up doing. Like, one of the problems with pass pro, Jake, is you can't. It's hard to really practice and do the technique and have a real look when you're on like the high school level or even the college level. Like, run game kind of stays kind of the same throughout a lot of your life in terms of technique and everything else. Well, that's why it becomes so concerning when you read this Knicks film review and you see that on Sunday's game alone, he had 6 missed blocks in the run game, including 2 penalties. Nick would go on to say, quote, going through the film of the team's running plays, Penning appears responsible for close to 10 failed running plays. Responsible for failed running plays, goes on to say, but his missed block total is at least double that number. So we are talking about outlier bad right now. And how about this? The Saints have run it 83 times to the right, 49 to the left. So you are talking about nearly a 2-to-1 ratio. And in the NFL, when you become predictable is when you start to die. So it's like they thought, look, Teron Armstead's getting hurt. We don't want to pay him. They thought they were going to be able to replace him through draft capital, and the shadow of Teron Armstead still looms very large over this New Orleans Saints team.
Yeah, and when we saw Trevor Penning at the Senior Bowl, I'm shocked because he's a mauler. Yeah. And so when you have a guy that's a mauler who goes to the echo of the whistle, who kind of plays with his style, yeah, okay, if you struggle in pass protection, like you said, okay, I probably can see that. But run blocking, there ain't no way this guy's going to struggle. I mean, he's big, strong, nasty, mean, physical kind of guy. But he's one of, I think he's 3rd worst in the NFL as far as full-time offensive linemen in run blocking. So it's not just been bad; it's been epically bad. Oof. I mean, it is something where it's become it's a liability for you. Like when you have to run 80 whatever times to the right, to only 49 to the left. Like that's the coaches realizing that, knowing that you can't be successful. And the only reason they're running it 49 times to the left is because tendencies. They don't want to, show on tape. But I mean, now it's starting to separate itself so much because you're doing it that now it is a tendency. And now teams are going to notice that.
And then they're going to start to try to manipulate you based on.
I mean, he's 50.3% in run blocking grade.
50%.
50. So half the time he's failing.
And what sucks is, like, what does Alvin Kamara keep talking about in the public, right? We have too many playmakers to be bad offensively. Too much this, too much that. And don't get me wrong. Like, Pete Carmichael can do a better job of putting everybody in this offense in better positions. But, failure always takes multiple. It takes two to tango, right? It's never just one thing's fault in the ultimate team game that is football. But just think about the amount of pressure on Penning as well. Because, again, you did invest so much in trying to win this year. You invested in Derek Carr. You invested in bringing back Mike Thomas and all of these playmakers. And they invested in you to replace Teron Armstead, one of the franchise's best ever left tackles. And now through 5 games, you appear to clearly be the biggest weakness on the team. And you're a second-year player who didn't even get to play the first year because of injury, and you're coming out of, Northern Illinois? Like, that
Northern
is Iowa, excuse me. That is a shocking, unenvious amount of pressure to feel. Oh, and, you have a city and state that is absolutely obsessed with the team. So, like, everybody's talking about you constantly. It's negative. It is a physical toughness for Penning, is going to be tested every week as he tries to get better at the actual field. But the mental toughness as well is going to be pushed to its limits. And look, I think there's a temptation here to blame the front office. And I get why, because you want to replace Teron Armstead with a Northern, a guy, kind of a project sort of first-round pick. That's kind of interesting. But then again, I look at the Giants. They drafted Evan Neal. Evan Neal out of college looked like he was maybe the most automatic hit ever.
Yeah.
And he's been an abject disaster. Make no mistake, a tackle can crash a team. Look no further than the New York Giants. And I know Dan Jones is not that good and everything, but Dan Jones and Saquon Barkley are getting demolished. Dan Jones is getting killed back there. And so, hindsight's 20/20, but the entire Trevor Penning ordeal feels like it may be a miss that ultimately hamstrings this team.
And to tell you, 50%, I mean, y'all know enough to know that that's just bad. It's actually awful. And I can tell you, if I had 22 run blocks in a game, and I was 19 of 22, so 86%, I would have probably been up at night thinking about those blocks that I missed. If I'm 19 right, 3 wrong, and it's into college level too, I'm up thinking, man, God, I got 3, 2 missed assignments, a missed block, whatever it might be. That would keep me up at night going 86%. In the NFL, you got to be in the 90s or you're going to get replaced. Yeah. So when we're talking about being 50%, I mean, that is egregious. That is you're lucky you're a first-round pick right now, or you'd be replaced. Or if we had anybody else to replace you right now, you'd be replaced.
Well, so that is, I think, the core question that Nick poses, and I would pose to you is, do you bench Penning? Because if you do, you undoubtedly, as Nick says, raise the floor, but you potentially lower the ceiling. Because he was hurt all of last year. He didn't get to play. You do think he has a lot of natural talent and that he can be you can see flashes of maybe him becoming a legitimate left tackle in the league. But how much can you put up with as you try to help him accomplish that goal?
See, if you benched him, you would probably move Hurst to left tackle and Pete to guard.
And Pete's been, and even Nick came out of your money, it's that Pete's been better in the run game.
He's been better, but you know what he grades out in the run blocking game for the year? 50%. So you have 2 guards, Ruiz and Pete. Now, Cesar Ruiz right now, he's 47.4%. He's one of the offensive linemen that's under Trevor Penning in run blocking, one of the 3 in the NFL. It's Penning, yes, and he's played more than the other 2 guys, but you've got some real issues. I mean, interior, and Nick talked about it. Now, when you talk about the center position, it's getting better. McCoy's playing better. Last week, he was in the 90s.
I was surprised to see this. Eric McCoy is actually the highest graded player on the team. Well, against New England. Against New England alone.
So, okay, he's figuring some things out, but the interior of your offensive line as well, there's just not a lot of good. And, again, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Where do I tell these running backs where to go? You're talking about Alvin Kamara, under 4 yards a carry. Kendre Miller, well under 4 yards a carry, almost 2-something per carry. There's just not a lot of place to go right now. And if you're a running back, you start to notice. You notice when your guy's losing. You notice when you're running to the right 84 times, 49 times to the left. You're like, oh, man, they don't want to go over there. Yeah. If they don't want to go, I sure as hell don't want to go over there. So, it becomes something that's you're predetermining your cuts, and that's the worst thing you can do as a running back because you think you have to. You don't allow it to come, naturally. It's not, hey, I'm going to run a zone. I'm going to open step crossover. I'm going to read the 3. It's you're already running away from what you think is coming already from the left side, and you're going maybe bouncing it out too early or whatever it might be.
So if you're a Saints fan and you're looking for something to watch and something to think about going forward in this season, 3-2, as you prepare to continue the second quarter of this season, the offensive line remains the biggest weakness, and Trevor Penning remains kind of the flag bearer for that weakness. Here's to hoping that something maybe click, but we'll see. All right, when we get back, let's talk a little Tiger on Tiger action going down at Death Valley this Saturday. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company. The vibes are as strong as the steel products that they make. I had so much fun hanging out with the team over there at Community Steel. You can as well. Go see. It's weird. What are you talking about? What I mean is it's just everybody just seems to have a good time working there, okay? And I think that matters when it comes to a business that I want to trust with my business and my money. Are their employees happy? Are they treated correctly? Is it local? Are they live? Are they available for you to help you if I'm investing in you? And all of that is true with Community Steel Company. So go see them in Gonzales today. All the purlin, tube, and steel building needs that you have, it's all there at Community Steel.
Also, go see them at their new website, communitysteelco.com. It is really well done, man, and it's set up to help you out. Again, brand new website, communitysteelco.com, but always 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Trucks and all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The best kept secret.
Hey, it's on. Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. JD Piquel of On3 Sports talking college football. It's a What If Wednesday and our SEC football power rankings. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Tanning, y'all. Welcome back. TB. Hope you're all having a wonderful October Wednesday morning. Spooky season rolling right along. Hanging out with you here in studio. I want to talk some LSU Auburn as the Tigers, the LSU Tigers, big favorites this weekend. 11.5, boys. And I'm not exactly sure how to feel about it. Look, there are a lot of things I love about LSU going into this game. First off, the offense is completely unstoppable, and although Auburn does have a salty defense, I'll take this LSU offense against any defense. Like, I don't care. I think they're going to put up great numbers against any defense. But the LSU defense is, what's the opposite of unstoppable? Like
stoppable.
No, yeah, but they don't get stopped. So the LSU defense finds opponents' offenses to also be unstoppable.
Okay, yeah.
So that is the problem. As in the updated stop rate rankings, LSU has dropped down to 128 or 125 last week, Jake. They have now fallen behind UL Monroe. LSU stops people 42.9% of the time. ULM stops them 43.5%. You're still the last team in the Power 5. I think Mississippi State is the next worst, which, yikes. Zach Arnett. I mean, I knew you were in the offense, but come on. Mississippi State's but even Mississippi State's in the teens.
Yeah, right.
So you are over 10 spots behind them. Let's just look at who you're kind of ranked around. Nevada, San Jose State, Louisiana Monroe, LSU, Arkansas State, Kent State, Hawaii, Charlotte, and then New Mexico is last in the country. That said, I just saw Peter Burns tweet. LSU's pass defense, 121 in the country. Auburn's pass offense, 121 in the country. I think this LSU front seven is going to continue to get better with Pete Jenkins helping out that defensive line. I think their biggest weakness is by far in the secondary, and I think this is an Auburn team that is not necessarily very well suited to take advantage of that weakness. Jake, do we see any defensive life from the Tigers this week?
You hope so, because of who you're playing offensively. When you look at – I'll give you an example. So when you look at the Auburn Tigers, right, points for this year in every game, conference, non-conference, 148. LSU scored 173 just in conference play.
Wow.
Right? So you scored 4 more touchdowns just in conference play. I mean, it's not an offense that is really going to go out there and scare you. They're not going to threaten you a lot of different ways. They have really struggled to throw the football. And so if you give up passing yards to Robbie Ashford and Peyton Thorne, it's never going to get better. It's just not. Like that.
Yeah.
This is going to be the worst passing offense you face all season long outside of maybe Army. I hadn't done a deep dive yet into Army, and I know they changed their offense, and obviously not real interested in throwing the football, but this has to be for your defense a get-right game.
Yeah.
It does, and I know it's the Auburn Tigers. I know this series is wonky as hell, and I know that it's always something, be it, clock running down to 0, good and bad for you, barns burning in the background. Like, we all know the history of this series. But when you look at who they have offensively at receiver, or maybe what they don't have, we went over it. I mean, a tight end is their second leading receiver. Their leading receiver doesn't even have 200 yards on the season.
Yeah.
If you can't show up and you can't hold this passing offense down, then it's never going to get better, and you're only going to have to outscore teams every single game because, well, you've done that. I mean, you've scored the most points in conference play, and it's not even close. You've scored the most points overall, and it's not really close. The only one even close to you is Georgia. I mean, you scored 269 points this year. Georgia's 244, and that's second in the SEC, I believe. Maybe Ole Miss is right there too, like 250 or something. So, I mean, you've got the offense to be able to go out there, play bad defense, as we've seen, and win football games. You should play better defense in this matchup. You have every advantage to do that.
I mean, what's the only game that you looked good defensively? Mississippi State. Why is that? because their passing game was completely inept, and they relied on running the ball. Well, that's exactly what Auburn's going to do as well. Like, one thing about this LSU defense is, as awful as it's been, you have faced Jordan Travis, Brady Cook, Jackson Dart. Like, you have faced some of the better quarterbacks in college football. Brady Cook, Peyton Thorne is not. We all know about Robbie Ashford and what he can do with his legs, but not much with his arms. So,
and even with his legs, Robbie Ashford, not to cut you off, T, he's not that guy this year. It's actually been,
been more Thorne.
It's been Peyton Thorne, but just like these stats are for the year. Okay, Peyton Thorne, he's thrown for 643 yards.
Yeah,
and he's by far their leading quarterback. He doesn't even have 100 attempts yet. So they're not even trying to throw the football. I mean, he is 59 of 94, 643. All right. Robbie Ashford's 8 of 18 for 71 yards. They have, as a team, they have 5 passing touchdowns this year, 4 interceptions.
So all of this is to say that the defense should be much better. And you say, oh, but T-Bob, this is the same offense that put up 200 rush yards against Georgia. And they had a late lead on Georgia. They only lost by 7, right? Or was it 8 by the end of the game? It doesn't matter.
27-20.
Okay, there you go, 27-20. So they only lost by 7 to the defending 2-time national champs. And I get all of this. But that game was in Jordan-Hare, and a Jordan-Hare that was fired up, filled to the gills. Remember what we talked about last week when we talked about the Napoleon quote, in war, morale as to the physical, as to 3 parts out of 4, basically saying that morale matters when it comes to these tough physical things that we do. And I told you last week, well, Mizzou couldn't have been more sky high. LSU could not have been lower. So LSU showed some mental toughness to me going on the road for a second week in a row against a ranked team and finding a way to come back and win that game after digging a hole early. Like, it would have been all too easy to give up. But they showed me something mentally and physically. They showed me leadership. They showed me toughness. I think the biggest element of this game has to do with nothing on the field. I think it's the team finally returning home after spending 4 of the first 6 weeks on the road, traveling all over the country. I think it's the team finally returning home for a night game in Tiger Stadium where it should be packed. Everybody's going to go, everybody wants to buy tickets to the Jaden Daniels show. It's going to be electric like they haven't experienced all year long. Like Whit Weeks was talking about not being able to feel his legs in his first experience in Death Valley. It's going to be way different this time around. So that's actually what pushes me more than anything to LSU winning this game. And I'm probably going to stay away from this. I don't think I'm going to bet it, but I kind of think win this game handily for that very reason. And I know, but Auburn's always close. That's what's giving me hesitance. Because, Auburn always goes wonky and sideways. And people said the same thing about Arkansas, and look what happened there. But I think you're a better team than when you played Arkansas. I think you've learned some things about yourself the last couple of weeks. And so, yeah, I really like LSU this weekend, mainly because you're going to be in Death Valley. It's going to be insane, and you're finally just going to be at home after being on the road so long.
Yeah, we talked about the Arkansas game. It was going to have to be KJ Jefferson doing exactly what he did, and he went out there and he did it, and that's why that game was obviously close to the very end. You had to kick a field goal to win that game. As bad as you are right now defensively, Auburn might be worse offensively.
Yeah.
When the things that you struggle with, they also struggle with. 9 passes a game, I think, one time for Peyton Thorne. It's just not what they do, right? And they're not running the football well either. That's the other part of it.
Yeah, they're second to last in the SEC in total offense.
Their leading rusher, Hunter, he's got 202 yards on the season, 3.9 yards a carry. Peyton Thorne made some hay against Georgia, but that was really the only game that he did that as far as that kind of rushing total. And so it's not like he's done that all season long either. I mean, as a team, they're rushing, I think, 4.7 yards per carry. They've got 12 touchdowns on the year, but they're not running it at a clip that makes up for the deficiencies in the passing game.
Fonz Fonzarelli says, "Oh God, T-Bob with his guarantee win, handily win. Things are touch of death, Bob." Okay, when have I been wrong about this LSU team? I told y'all you should have been more scared of Florida State. We nailed the Mississippi State game harder than we've nailed anything in our life. Arkansas, I was wrong. I thought you would outperform Arkansas in the trenches more. I thought you would win and cover that game. Said no such thing about Ole Miss. Said nothing like that about Mizzou. We said all week long Mizzou was going to be a battle, and that Brady Cook and Luther Burden were going to go off. That's exactly what happened. So when have I really been wrong about this LSU? And then also in this, what did I just say? I said I like LSU to win. I'm probably staying away from playing the game. But I just love the fact that the Tigers are going to be in a Death Valley environment that's going to be loud and insane. And matchup-wise, it seems infinitely more favorable than did Mizzou and Ole Miss, because those offenses are just great. And then did Arkansas, because KJ Jefferson at times in his career has been great. Like, to Jake's point, we haven't seen that at all out of Thorne or Ashford. So let's just like be clear about how my LSU calls have gone so far this season. Like I did not play LSU to cover last week. I guess I was wrong about that by the end.
I put it in my best bets on pregame in the SEC. So
there we go. Money, dude.
So I really appreciated Major Burns not sliding.
That is oh man, hell yeah, dude. Hey, it worked out, dude. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Okay, just chill out. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked. Get some of your comments next. 104.5 ESPN.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Plumb it yourself if you want. You can go to the Central Plumbing showroom and get whatever parts you need, but you don't really want to do that, dude. Plumbing's hard. It always, especially for like an amateur level, you're only going to make things worse. Why not take advantage of the experts who have been at it for 50 years? You want toilet that needs fixing. Maybe you want to do a bathroom remodel, upgrade your shower. Maybe you got some pipes in a sink that aren't working or creaking. Like, whatever the case may be, you want Central Plumbing, 925-8552, licensed, bond insured, excellent reviews, flat rate pricing, great warranty, centralplumbing.org.
Go to centralplumbing.org and go to water heaters. Now, I'll tell you about the tankless every single day. But, I mean, look, if you want just a normal water heater, they can certainly come in. They can do that. They can repair that. They can fix that, give you a brand new one there as well. So many different options over at Central Plumbing, 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-20.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly and Hugh Freeze update their team's preps for Saturday's game in Tiger Stadium. Russ Mitchell joins us. We'll head to Houston to get an update on the Texans. It's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, situation is, let's cure it cause we're running out of time. It's all so beautiful.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Tigers getting ready for a little home game coming up this weekend. We're talking about we're right or wrong. I will say this. I was very wrong on that Ole Miss offensive front. I thought they were going to get pushed in by LSU. I did not yet realize how bad the LSU defensive line was. Maybe I should have known after the Arkansas game. I think the Mississippi State game was still still kind of discoloring the analysis. The Ole Miss game proved that, okay, even if you saw lines like Tulane dominate, that's just not who LSU was yet this season. Champ says if you ran it 50 times against Arkansas and Ole Miss and threw it 20, you would have easily beat both. I think with the benefit of hindsight, I would admit that against Ole Miss, kind of adopting more of the Mizzou strategy and running the ball and trying to control the clock more probably would have played into your favor a bit. At the same time, against Arkansas, you ended up running it 50-50 in passing. So, I don't think I can hate on that play split there.
I mean, also Ole Miss. I yes, I get it. But you were also at will going up and down the field, throwing the football, and you felt like you had to go score for score.
Yeah.
And once you got into that game, it's like, yes, maybe if we would have started the game like this, but once you got into it, there was only one option, and it was to try to go score for score.
It's kind of interesting. You actually had a perfect 38-37 play split at Ole Miss as well. So, and then obviously this Mizzou game, you end up going about 66-33, about 2-1 run to pass. That's a pretty luxurious place to be as an offense and as an offensive play caller is, we can dominate in both ways. So, because normally it's not like that. Normally you have to try to be like, okay, we need to stay unpredictable. We need to be 50-50. I don't think you have to be married to this idea of 50-50, but we need to be multiple. We got to see where we think we can gain advantages. It's a pretty nice place to be. We're like, well, we can dominate through the air. Now the emergence of Logan Diggs, we know we can dominate on the ground. So maybe we just do a bit more on the ground this week to control the game flow.
Look, I kind of agree with Patrick here. Versus Ole Miss, when you had 6 minutes left or whatever, 5 and some change there. I know a lot of people are like, run the 4-minute offense. And I get that, and you've done it before. But also you kind of changed the playbook a little bit. You kind of changed who you were. I mean, they ran some plays in that portion of it that I'm like, that hadn't really been you all game long.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, I mean, you can go back and forth and debate it, but like once you did that, it's like you threw it in third. And we're just trying to kind of sit there.
Well, 3rd and 5, you could have just done 2 zone reads and close that thing. It doesn't matter. That's way over. The point is, this is an offense that can kill you in multiple different ways. Now, thankfully, this weekend, in theory, it shouldn't really matter, right? If you wanted to just bomb it and just outscore, like Auburn should not be able to keep pace with you, even if you're not running the ball that much. And it's a pretty good Auburn defense, like we said, but I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop all of the weapons, the offensive line, which is so incredible right now. We didn't even mention Emory Jones getting SEC Player of the Week. Shout out Emory Jones, big time. Is he the first? He might be the first LSU lineman to win the award this year, which I find to be a bit surprising. Maybe when Will Campbell had that dominant game a couple times ago, but yeah, it's been awesome, and I think this is a great get right game for the defense to gain some confidence as you kick off this latter half of the season. Go hard or go home says Matt House can't get a 3-and-out on an opening drive to save his life. We're always playing catch up in the first quarter. Yeah, that is true. That's got to stop.
That's also like,
I don't care about a 3-and-out. You can't let the first 3 drives just mosey in for touchdowns. It's insane. It's complete insanity.
And again, like that puts so much pressure on your offense, and it probably, I mean, it would for me. It would change my thought process and play calling, because look, every football team in America at the college level or NFL level has like a scripted 15, 20 plays that they would really like to stay with, like, because that's what they feel the best about. And you want to open the game with those 15, 20. Now you don't go down the line, like very rarely do you, but you kind of stay within it. I'm sure Mike Denbrock's like, okay, well, put that to the side because we got to giddy up. We got to go. We got to score. And so like it changes the thought process, certainly of what the offense is trying to get done as well, because you look up and it's like, well, what was it against Mizzou? 22-7?
22-7.
Right, Ole Miss kind of
21-7.
Yeah. And
then every single possession just had this do or die sort of feel. Now, in the Mizzou
Arkansas
game,
was 13-0?
Yeah.
13-3?
In the Mizzou 13-3, I think. In the Mizzou game, they did do the very ballsy thing of continuing to run the ball.
Yeah.
Which is scary when you're down by that much. I always remember there was an old NFC championship with the Seahawks and the Packers from many moons ago, where the Seahawks did that. They got down big early and they didn't panic. They stuck with their identity. They continued to run the ball and they ended up coming back and winning that game. So good on them. Murray says offense plays better under pressure anyway. They do play great under pressure, but ideally they should be under that amount of pressure.
Do we know that? Like,
yeah, I guess we've never seen that.
I think they're just playing great, but I think they've always had this pressure.
That's true, because Mississippi State didn't have much pressure. They seemed to play great in that game as well. That seemed to work out. All right. And then it also is a weird thing with the offense where, like Murray points out, they seem to have like the first drive or two where they kind of find their rhythm and then just dominate from then on out. So I would say if you're looking for goals of this week, that's actually a pretty good goal that we've stumbled upon, okay? Defense, only allow 1 scoring drive in the first 3. And offense, score the first drive. There you go. So start this game faster. Don't start in a hole like you have been recently. Yeah. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
K2Z window coverings, K2ZBlinds.com. The website is KTOZBlinds.com. Take advantage of Brandon Barton's 25 years worth of experience. This is an old family business that his mother started back in the day that he committed to and took to the next level. And when you're thinking of things like blinds and shutters and window coverings and maybe what it can do for like a nice man cave, a theater room, an office, a bedroom, an outdoor living space, you probably don't even realize how deep it goes. Let Brandon come out, give you that professional estimate. Look around, figure out how the sunlight hits your house, what will be best for you, and customize a plan for you and make it look exactly and work exactly how you want it. K2Z Blinds.
Yeah, he's going to make sure you have everything in your house where it's supposed to be, right? You don't just throw shades in there. That's interior and exterior. No, there's a rhyme, there's a reason. He's going to figure that out. He's going to come out and give you that information. K2ZBlinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Here at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get 1,000 special edition bonus cash, $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Scucha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents.
Voisin. Join me and the coaches Todd Black and Jimmy Roy for the next edition of Louisiana Prep Weekly. Our special guest will be Walker head football coach Chad Mahaffey. It's Louisiana Prep Weekly, Wednesday night at 6, live from Walk-Ons in Town Center on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Fonzarelli in the chat says, with the defense being as bad as it is as giving up these early scores, I know you're supposed to defer to the second half, but do you take the ball? I still don't like taking the ball.
I did against Mizzou, right?
I know, and I didn't like it. Did it not feel awful entering half? Like that's where the defense stepped up. Credit to them. They came out, they got the stop to start the second half. But no, LSU seems to have made so much hay this year, whether it was Arkansas or Ole Miss, in that score before half, score to begin the second half. It's something that Belichick and the Patriots for years and years used to get so much out of. Jaden's so good at the 2-minute drill and so good under pressure. No, I would much rather, I don't care if they go out and score to start the game. I want the ball coming out of halftime. That's just me. I remember after this Mizzou game being like just hard and fast rule. I'm not thinking twice. I win the toss. I'm deferring. Bottom line.
I do understand the thought process of, hey, we let them score a lot when they get the ball first, and really the first 3 drives. So let's go out there. Let's see if maybe we can get a score first. And so I understand maybe why they would want to maybe change it up a little bit. But obviously, like now looking at it, it's like, well, that didn't work. Coming at a half, let's go ahead and take the football as well. I'm always going to be a guy that defers the second half anyways, even in flag football.
Matt C says, T-Bob, put it in perspective for us just how good the offensive line has been. Must have been pretty damn good line if we're running the ball at will on everyone. I mean, I would say the best way to put it in perspective is to know that Mizzou was leading the SEC, giving up only 70 rush yards a game, and they clearly thought that they were going to be able to play a bit more coverage and that their front would be able to stop you from running the ball, or they thought that LSU wouldn't really want to run the ball as much as they did, and you put up 270 on them. You had 200-yard rushers against a team that was giving up 70 a game. And now you look, Jake, and they're no longer first. In fact, I want to say that 270 hurt him so bad that who is first now? I just ran across it this morning. Oh, Texas A&M. Texas A&M's only giving up like 80-something yards a game. So Mizzou dropped all the way down, I think, to third. So, yeah, this offensive line is incredible. All right, hour 1 of the books. Hour 2, we're going to preview all of college football.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All of it. All of it.
Every bit of it?
Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. AccuTempBR.com. Any AC, heat, and electrical needs you want to get to Accutemp. Get that service to the highest degree, and you really... It's just an experience that you're not going to get anywhere else. I'm telling y'all. It's crazy. The attention to detail, the level of effort expended in solving your problems, the ease in which it is to line up a time to have them come out to your home and figure out what's going on. It's just like that service to the highest degree is not just lip service. I tell you all the time, they walk the walk. Go look at the reviews. Accutemp Baton Rouge.
You can schedule online right now, AccuTempBR.com, and we tell you all the time, like you can do it. They're going to send you a profile of who's coming to your home. You know exactly who's coming into your home. Give you a little bio of who's coming into your home. You can trust Accutemp at AccuTempBR.com.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, October 11th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 74. If you missed hour one of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Hour number 2 of OTB. A lot of great talk going in the chat about Diggs and this LSU offensive line. And somebody said Diggs makes the O-line look better. And you're not wrong, but also let's be clear, it's such a symbiotic relationship that to say that one is just like lifting up the other is true. Because they're both lifting up each other. Diggs has a rapport with his offensive line that you always seek in this relationship, right? Where they seem to just have, and it's funny because you're talking about one individual having chemistry with a group of 5. And I always use the fist analogy for an offensive line, right? When you have an offensive line that has played together as long as these guys have and seem to have such an understanding of one another, you truly become that full functional hand, right? Like you have all 5 fingers, the fist. You have your opposable. You can do whatever you need with it. It's not about. It's a offensive line when it's working at its best is a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And these are some damn good parts, and yet the whole is still better. And now you have this one player in Diggs who seems to have a great chemistry with him, where he gets north and south. He runs hard, but he understands the timing of this offensive line. Like he understands they're not, and let's be clear, LSU's O-line's getting pushed. Like they're always 2 to 3 yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. So that any running back, that's going to make it easier. But he just knows about where these little gaps and holes are going to open up, and he's doing a great job of hitting them and getting what he can, and then popping off some big ones along the way. So I don't think it's fair to either side to say that, oh, the O-line is making Diggs or Diggs is making the O-line. It's symbiotic. They're helping each other, and they're both doing awesome. And now Logan Diggs took what was the one position that was a question mark entering the year and has made it a strength. I mean, in fact, is tight end actually, even though tight end's pretty good, is tight end actually, that's actually probably the lowest position group on the offense now.
I mean, yeah, you look at the receivers, you look at the offensive line and JD5, and even Logan's for sure the bell cow of this team now, and I didn't think there'd be a bell cow. I thought there'd be an RB1, and we've had the conversations about what the difference between those two is. But, Josh Williams has come in when he's been asked to, he's come in and he's had some nice moments. So the depth is still there. It's just Logan Diggs has made it impossible to take him out of the game. So, yeah, by default, probably tight end.
Okay, guys. Yes, I held up my hands for the fist analogy. It would have been better to do with Jake's hands. I get that, okay? But, chat, I'm going to need you to calm down, okay? Holding up those baby hands to describe this O-line. That little fist fits in almost anything. T-Bob talking about a fully functioning hand like he knows what that is. Shut up, all of you, okay? Get out of here. You get what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not one or the other. It's both sides working together and helping out one another. But, yeah, I do agree that Diggs shouldn't come off the field right now. Not for maybe Josh Williams is the only other guy that I would give reps to if Diggs needs a break, because you trust Josh Williams in every way. All right, so coming up on this hour, Vote TV. Look, I think we're just going to talk a lot of college football, to be honest, man. I did a lot of thinking on the full weekend slate. I got to go on Andy Staples' show after this, and he wants to pick all of the games. And 45-minute guest hit, a little interesting there, you know.
It will be.
Can you get like an Old Navy gift card or something on 3? What's going on?
It's going to be a full 45 minutes too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm about to have to hit up Shannon Terry. Be like, hold up now. You just got guys. You got all this money flying around on 3, creating all these new shows. Can you give me a little $50 Amazon or something?
I like the Old Navy idea better.
I need some jeans. So where do you buy jeans?
I think I got a guy.
Can I get him by this weekend?
Ooh, no, they'd be custom.
Okay. I want custom jeans.
How fancy we talking?
I don't care. I just want a pair of jeans.
Honestly, Target has a huge jean selection. I go there. I go there a lot. That's where I get most of my jeans.
Let's don't sleep on Old Navy either now.
Well, that's what made me think about it.
Yeah,
I used to buy clothes.
Yeah, I get some. We got an Old Navy at Jubin. I get some from there time to time. Like there's jeans out there, T-Bob. Don't worry.
If you really don't care, you can go to Walmart.
Mario, you don't get to. If we were having a khakis,
I'm probably not. Yeah.
If we were having a conversation about khakis, I would go straight to you.
You said Target?
That's where I get them. Yeah.
Or Harbaugh.
I go to Target before Walmart. I can't. I don't think. I think I've passed. Look, Walmart is awesome, and I loved it for years and years and years. But somewhere along the line, I became a little basic pumpkin spice Karen who would just rather go to Target. A little suburban Target boy. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oof. I don't really want to go. I just get it delivered.
Did you go to Walmart?
Walmart's got a great delivery system.
Did you go to Walmart?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I go to Walmart.
Oh, wow.
I go to Walmart way more than I go to Target.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I do too because we got a Walmart where I live. We don't have a Target, but like if I'm getting a pair of jeans, I'll stop in after work. I'll go to Target. I'll go to Old Navy on Jubin. Like those are kind of my 2 spots.
Okay.
They're cheap. They fit me good. There's variety.
Costco. Yeah, that's true. Costco has sneaky good
I
clothes.
I need a Target NIL deal bad, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just take it.
I'm hyping them up over here.
Champ says, Levi's 501s. I promise I won't do you wrong. I have the largest calves and thighs in the world, and it works. I mean, I do got some large calves and thighs, so we're gonna have to see. No Flynn today, guys. He is out road tripping with the fam. Fawn says, T-Bob ever get called for holding? Maybe we need to find no linemen with baby hands so they can grab jerseys. T-Bob get away with holding since the refs couldn't see his hands, says Jeff. Okay. And now somebody's triggered about bathrooms in Target, of course.
Did you ever get called for holding?
Yeah. Probably a couple times, but one time, yeah, it was an awful call. I had the best block of the night against UNC, and it called back a touchdown. Then we almost lost the game. Pissed me off still to this day. There's a YouTube video called T-Bob Aber's Phantom Hold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. All right.
And yes, Preston, there is a Merseyside derby this weekend, and I will be fully attentive.
What's that?
To that.
Is that Everton and Tottenham?
God, no.
What? You said a Merseyside derby. I thought a derby was when 2 teams that hate each other play each other.
Yeah, who does Everton hate the most?
Liverpool.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, that's right. Everton and Liverpool. Where are they playing?
I think it's in Liverpool.
England.
You know, honestly, it doesn't matter. They're a mile from each other. So
what's the stadium name though?
Let me see if they're at Liverpool or if they're at Everton. Not that it really matters if they're good as it or not.
Luke Bayard says, "Can you guys please explain the Jaden Daniels might not be in the Heisman race because there are 2 losses notion. Well, I mean, look, it's not that hard to explain. We all know that generally you have to win if you want to win the Heisman, unless you are a statistical outlier, okay? So you're Johnny Manziel at A&M back in the day, 3-loss Tim Tebow with Florida, RG3 at Baylor. The problem with LSU is, or the problem with Jaden, I would say, Jake, is as awesome as he's been, he's not a statistical outlier, right? Like Caleb Williams still has amazing numbers right there with him. Michael Penix Jr. still has amazing numbers right there with him. Watch the more and more Georgia wins and the more Carson Beck just continues to stat pad against crappy teams. Carson Beck is going to start to gain momentum. So no, if LSU doesn't win the West, I don't think there's any way Jay can win the Heisman. If they win the West but don't win the SEC, I think he gets invited to New York. If they win the SEC, I think he has a very good chance of winning the Heisman. That's how I would score it looking forward.
I'd agree with you there. Very rarely are you going to win a Heisman Trophy or even be invited to New York if your team doesn't have, kind of major success. Now, we've seen it. We were talking about yesterday, RG3, Johnny Manziel. But to T-Bob's point, you have so many others that are right there around Jaden as far as stats. Now, not the totality of the stats because what he's doing on the ground and through the air, but you have to have one of those years where, man, you're so far and above what everybody else has done if your team's 8-4 or even 9-3.
Well, it's like for a wide receiver to win the Heisman, even on a dominant national championship team, Devontae Smith had to break like every record ever to finally break through. And then, look, if Brock Bowers continues to be such an outlier at tight end and Georgia wins a lot, maybe he ends up being the candidate from there. For what it's worth, I think Caleb Williams is going to be held back by the fact that people never like going repeat. And I don't think USC is going to win at a good enough clip. I think if Washington wins the Pac-12, you're going to be – there's something classic about Washington lifting a Heisman. I can't exactly explain why I think so, but I feel like voters could get sucked into Michael Penix, and rightfully so, but sucked into Michael Penix Jr. there if they somehow complete this run and would win the Pac-12 undefeated.
I'm a voter.
Yeah.
You can't give out any information until you vote and it clears and the whole deal. But, like, for me, Heisman goes to the best player in the country. I can just tell you, like, that's how I'll view my votes. Like, last year, I forget the order that I did it, but I had Max Duggan in there. Max Duggan's stats had Stetson Bennett in my Heisman poll. The stats weren't what some others were, but what they meant to their team and the way that they played, like, the stats didn't necessarily – maybe play out like they should have, but I thought Max Duggan had played at such a high level. His team was there, and so Heisman can be a couple of different things. It's the best player, but also it can be like what that player, the best player on maybe some of the best teams.
Well, it's like you said, that right there though just proves that Heisman voting is multiple and amorphous and individual, and everybody's going to have different reasons for voting.
Some people just go straight stats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people like Caleb Williams had the best numbers. He's the Heisman winner. He also brought USC back, and they won games where they sucked before.
Actually, I think I went Max Duggan 1, I'm pretty sure.
It's another thing that's probably going to hurt Williams this year is that he no longer USC has to take a demonstrable step forward if he's going to repeat. They would need to win the Pac-12. If they don't, there's no chance.
So speaking of Heisman, this guy's not getting talked about a lot. I know why I talk about him a lot, but if Bo Nix has a good performance in Washington and they beat Washington this week, I mean, look, 80% completion, 15 touchdowns, only 1 turnover.
Yeah.
He plays Washington, 3 touchdown passes, no turnovers, and they win that game. I mean, I don't know how he's not in there after this weekend.
Bo Nix is right there. That's why I'm talking about Jaden Daniels not being a statistical outlier. He's right there in the group. I mean, bro, Dylan Gabriel should be the favorite right now. He has better numbers nearly than everybody. He's right there with Jaden and Caleb from a pure number standpoint, and he has the best win.
Well, and then that's the thing. Like, everyone was talking about Quinn Ewers. What was the difference in that football game, T-Bob? Quinn turned it over twice.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel didn't have any turnovers.
No, I know. And remember, Gabriel had better numbers entering the game. We just thought that maybe on film, Texas appeared to be the better team man-to-man. So, no, look, it's a crowded field this year. Quarterback is the only position that ever wins, and there's a plethora of great quarterback play. I do agree with Jesse, though, in the chat. LSU, if they're serious about this, like the LSU media department's been so good. They need to hype up the Heisman campaign a little bit. They need to get this train rolling a little bit.
I'm trying to think for Joe, and like Joe
I
pretty
don't
much
think
after
they
Alabama.
did, but they also didn't need to for Joe.
Yeah, he had it was him and Tua, and he like the game in Tuscaloosa. Like he had to go out there.
I would say it was him and Jalen. Remember, we
I know,
looked
but
at
I'm saying,
Jalen's season.
right.
His season was
But
insane.
He wound up finishing second.
But I'm saying like they waited like until that moment, until he beat Tua Tagovailoa head
that's
up.
true. That's
to
true.
kind of put anything together. And I remember having those conversations because I was still going to the games and doing things for LSU. And I remember the conversations like, all right, well, if we go to Tuscaloosa and you win that, Joe has a big game, then that's when it's kind of like full court press.
That makes sense. Because you don't want to go all in and then like they're already starting Penix this week. They're already starting on the Penix train. What happens if Penix goes and loses at home to Oregon this weekend?
Right.
Then he might as well fire that bow into his Heisman hopes.
Believe you me, if LSU continues, if LSU, I see what you did there. If LSU like continues to play this well offensively, and you look up and they roll off some victories in a row here, and you beat Alabama on the road, there will be some kind of a little campaign put together.
You control your destiny. You beat Alabama on the road, you will win the SEC West. Unless you screw up against A&M. And if you do that, then I think you're at least going to New York City. If you're Jaden Daniels, like Rohit Calva says, JD needs to go into Tuscaloosa, light it up, come back with the W. He needs a signature win like Dylan Gabriel now has. Like either Penix or Nix, they're going to stack their first of probably a couple of potential signature wins this weekend. Caleb Williams has the opportunity. I still think Notre Dame in South Bend would be a very good win. I don't think they're going to win it. We'll talk about that. But like it's one of the more exciting Heisman races that I could think about in a while, where there just seems to be a lot of quality football and quality quarterback play throughout the entire country. All right. When we get back, let's go ahead and just start to fly around the country talking college football. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Line Highway, come fly with me. Let's
come drive with me.
Oh, there we go. Come drive with me. Let's drive to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Look, you go to All-Star Toyota. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com is a great place to start your journey. You can look at some of the incredible deals that they got, all the different makes, models, Toyota certified used vehicles as well, what they got on site, what you can custom order with All-Star Toyota Express right there on the website. Just go see them, though. Go talk to the people. See what's right for your family. Is it a Sequoia, Tundra, Tacoma, Camry, RAV4, whatever? Go check it out. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Remember, you can customize your new vehicle. You can add whatever you want. You can take away whatever you want, right? Like the Murdered Out Mini. That was T-Bob wanting to customize his Sienna. And you can do that on all the vehicles they have available over there at All-Star Toyota. So go to the website, click on new. You'll see Build Your Toyota. Build that Toyota today at AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. Off the bench. I want to just fly around the country and pick some games. And again, it's a bit of, I'm dipping into both buckets as I really put all, normally on Wednesday we start to look forward to the week that will be. It's a good week for college football. And if you love college football, it's going to be a very fun Saturday. Mark, give me maybe like a little, just some NFL film, some bed music. I find when we're kind of doing these,
we should keep Halloween. That song slaps.
No, it's awesome. But do you think it works so conversationally? It's like a Tubular Bells. That's very long. I would love to keep that underneath, but I think it might be a bit distracting to the overall conversation.
No, I agree.
All right. Well, let's start then. I think this is a Friday night game, Jake. Stanford at Colorado. Shedeur Sanders in Colorado getting the big win last week against Arizona State. Why is Shedeur getting crap for going over the student section and showing his watch off? I don't know. People seem upset by that. I did love what Andy Staples said and said, if you really wanted to like flex against Colorado and Shedeur, what you do is you get like a little like Casio, like Spider-Man watch or like a $10 watch or something. And after you beat him, you walk up and you flash that at him. Like, I mean, that's the great riposte
was this
there.
Before the game?
I think it was after the game. He was immediately after the game.
He had his watch while he was playing?
I'm sure somebody had it on the side.
No, he has somebody that comes and hands it to him, I think.
Yeah, dog. Hey, them
got a
swag
watch
levels.
guy.
Are you triggered, Taylor?
Nah,
you're slightly triggered. Just admit it.
I'm not
just
triggered.
Admit,
like,
a little bit. You're a little bit upset. A little bit.
The guy can do whatever he wants. I just think it's a little extra to have your own personal watch on the sidelines.
Okay, so that's exactly what a lot of people seem to think because they got very upset about it.
No, I thought it was like pregame warm-ups or something. He had his watch on, his listening to tunes or whatever, but like directly after, I don't know, it's just kind of odd. I don't hate it though. Like I don't have a problem with it.
I think as long as you go celebrate the win with your teammates first, I don't care.
I don't look.
I don't know they did. I'm just saying
that's their identity, so I don't care. Like that, their identity is that.
Oh, I don't really care either way.
Chains, whatever.
I'm just always a big fan of celebrating, dapping up. Like a running back, I'm gonna go dap up all my offensive line before I did anything.
Yeah, good man. It's a good man there, folks. It's a foxhole guy there. Colorado. Look, Colorado's gonna beat Stanford. That's not the question. It's whether or not they cover the 10.5. Stanford's played all right a couple times this year. I was a big fan of Troy Taylor entering the season. Unfortunately, Troy Taylor made Sacramento State a bit too good as his old team actually beat Stanford earlier this year. I think in Boulder, surviving some of the early things Colorado has. I actually like Travis Hunter may play.
Yeah.
I like the Buffs to cover the 10.5.
Yeah, I do as well. Stanford's a bad football team. I mean, they're bad from every angle. And you look at, Sacramento State beating them and their former coach coming to Stanford, and that game probably meant something to them, but still, you lose to Arizona, you lose to Oregon, you get housed by USC. Your only win so far in the year is at Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, this is a bad football team. I can certainly see Colorado covering this one.
Rohit says, what a great weekend of sports. India-Pakistan cricket at 3:30 a.m., USA-Germany at 2, soccer, and then LSU-Auburn at 6. Ooh, what an international day of fun.
Yeah, it's international weekend. So that Everton-Liverpool is actually 2 weeks from now. So this weekend's international play.
I cannot fathom how intense India-Pakistan cricket must be. I mean, those are the countries that care about that sport more than anybody else in the world. All of those countries also have an incredibly complicated relationship with one another. The two of the premier nuclear powers that have problems with one another. That is insanity. If I had any desire to wake up at 3:30 a.m., I'd like to check in on that. I don't understand what's going on in cricket.
I mean, USA-Germany have a history too, T. You can watch that.
True history there. I'll be watching college football. On Saturday, Arkansas in Alabama, the Tide favored by 19.5. And Jake, these are two teams going in complete opposite directions.
Yeah.
Arkansas is falling apart. Talking about another coaching change. You got Dan Enos out here responding to student emails immediately after the game, arguing with them back and forth about play calls. Alabama, on the other hand, is inevitable. Here we go. Alabama, suddenly the favorite to win the West once again. The only reason why I'm not sure if they cover is because sometimes Saban does have the tendency to call the dogs off, but second road game in a row.
I don't think this year.
I was about to say, second road game in a row for Arkansas. Yeah, they like need to practice offense. Alabama does, right? So it behooves them to continue to try to score. Arkansas's got to be hurting with how that Ole Miss game played out. This Alabama defense is awesome. I like Bama to cover.
Yeah, the number's 19, so it's not even that crazy. I can see them certainly winning this by 3 touchdowns. Arkansas right now, like T-Bob said, they are reeling. They are going the opposite direction. Like all the things that they thought they had this year have not played out to be the case. And so, yeah, I don't think Arkansas is very good right now, and they're only going in the other direction. Alabama's figuring some things out. Like even a Jermaine Burton stepped up last week, and so I see the Tide covering this one too.
All right, last one we'll do here before break. Texas A&M at Tennessee. Tennessee minus 3.5. And, Jake, I'm going A&M here, man. I'm going A&M here. I know it's on the road, and I know that kneeling in October is especially scary because this is the month of orange, to be painfully clear. But I love the Texas A&M run defense. Best in the conference by far. They just dominated that Alabama rushing attack, 84 yards a game, 2.6 per on the ground. They're the only team holding their opponents sub 3 yards per carry. I will say this, though, Jake. On the flip side, Tennessee first in the conference, 230 yards a game, and Tennessee averaging 6 yards a carry, the only team in the league averaging 6. So it's strength on strength. It's good on good. I think A&M's good is better. And I think if it comes down to Joe Milton versus Max Johnson, I'll actually side with Max here. So give me A&M plus 3.5. Maybe Tennessee wins by 3, but I like A&M with the points.
Yeah. So I was gonna, point out Tennessee and what they're doing. 231.2 yards on the ground. So, can Joe Milton make enough plays through the air? And where's Texas A&M at? Like, where's their headspace after losing to Alabama the way they did? Tennessee, their last time out, South Carolina, 41-20. Tennessee off a bye week.
Ooh, the bye week.
I like the balls.
Forgot about the bye week element. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to break, and then when we get back, we'll break down Oregon, Washington, Louisville, Pittsburgh, Auburn, LSU, Iowa, Wisconsin, USC, Notre Dame, and Miami, North Carolina. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Noel Family Distillery. Okay? They're out of Donisville. And for years now, Natalie and Chip Noel have been testing, refining, experimenting, and creating.
You've been tasting. They've been
premium flavors. Well, to test, they got to taste. So they've been tasting as well. And actually, you can go do a tasting in the distillery itself. But whether you're looking for rum, vodka, or the official tequila of LSU Athletics at Noel Blanco and Reposado, both very good, even though I'm a Blanco boy. It's just great, y'all. Trust me, I know alcohol. This tastes fire. Go check it out. Put it to the test and tell me, just put it to the test. And if you don't like it, whatever, but you will like it. Stop buying your vodka from Austin. Stop supporting Texas. And it's time to bring it back to the boot, no matter what bar you're at, no matter what restaurant, grocery store. You ask for Noel Family Distillery. Support the boot. Noel Family Distillery.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Charles Hannegriff. Join me and Jimmy Ott for the next edition of Live at Lunch from the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson. Scott Rabelais, Randy McKay, Wes Reynolds, all with us. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, flying around the college football world. Talked a lot of Saints and LSU, hour 1. Now looking at all of college football, hour 3. Might handle a little Pelicans, get a little sideways, a little weird. We'll see. And then getting your comments as well. Keep them rolling in. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Hit the like button. Next on the list, we got a Pac-12 battle. So for about half the season, or the first half, we've been talking about the power of the Pac-12. And these teams have been building their resume, but we haven't gotten any of the actual Pac-12 heavyweight matchups. USC, Colorado, and Oregon, Colorado do not count. Colorado's the most interesting story in college football, but they ain't a heavyweight. Okay, this is the first time we are going to see one with Oregon at Washington. Penix versus Nix. Two teams that I believe are 1A and 1B when it comes to being the class of the Pac-12. And the Huskies are favored by 2.5 at home. Jake, how you feeling?
All right, so these teams are really evenly matched. Even when you look at the matchup predictor, 54.8% for Oregon. And this game's going to be a 3-point spread. It's gone from 2.5 to 3, 3.5, kind of bounce around, settled right now at 3 for Washington because of the home team. I mean, you get the 3-point bump. So this is basically a pick'em game. When you look at total yards per game, Oregon 557.8, Washington 569.4. So we're trying to find some differences, things that maybe separate one team from another. Bo Nix and Michael Penix both been fantastic, and so quarterback, you feel really good about both teams. I think where the difference is for me is yards allowed. For Oregon, it's 255. For Washington, it's 365. Passing yards allowed per game this year, Oregon 153. I mean, they are really stingy through the air. Have they played a Michael Penix? No, but they played Colorado. And Colorado, regardless of what you think about them, they can put up some stats through the air. Oregon did not allow that. So I think right now, T, that's going to be the difference for me. It's going to be Oregon's defense. And Oregon, they more than any team in the country can change their identity. They really can. They can be the mean, nasty, tough, hey, we're going to play bully ball type of offense and defense. They also say, hey, you want to get in a track meet? Well, we can do that as well. It's very impressive how they have the ability to kind of play two different styles. So right now, I think I'm on the Ducks.
I'm not on the Ducks. But granted, I'm not really picking my head here. No, duck you, okay? Because you already know. I've been a Husky boy since the beginning of this year. This is my heart and soul team. They've been my blind bet team. They made me a lot of money this year.
Well, I was a Husky boy, too, when I wore Levi's back in the day.
I believe in Penix power. You know what I also believe in? The Huskies went and beat that ass in Eugene last year. The only team to win in Eugene in like the last 20, okay? So I get everything you're saying about Oregon, but give me Washington. Been my pick to win the Pac-12 all year long, and they still are.
I picked them to win the Pac-12.
The uniforms are tight. The style of play is tight. The setting is tight. Washington Stadium's right there on the water. It's going to be rocking. It's going to be rolling. And I love Dan Lanning and what he's been able to do. He's awesome. But Dan Lanning's resume doesn't come close to what Kalen DeBoer is bringing to bear. We're talking about a 3-time NAIA national champion, a 4-time GPAC national champion, a 3-time AFCA national coach of the year, a 3-time NAIA national coach of the year, a Pac-12 coach of the year. Okay? Every level Kalen DeBoer has ever coached on, he has found great success. And you say, oh, but T-Bob, how does that translate to the, to the Power 5? Look, man, if you're outperforming your opponents that are on the same playing field as you, well, guess what? That means you can do it. You just have that ability. Or Washington's 11-2 last year. They ain't losing this game at home. Give me Washington minus the 2.5 and get the duck out of here, Oregon. Have fun playing for the scraps. Huskies roll, dude.
Quack, quack.
Easily.
Quack, quack, quack. Mr. Ducksworth.
How many times have y'all tried to say the F word and it gets corrected to duck?
A lot. Quite a bit. It's not as bad as it used to be back in the day. Now your iPhone kind of recognizes more, but it still does it randomly. I don't understand what triggers it sometimes. Also, I feel you on Oregon's pass defense being so badass, but they ain't faced Dunze, McMillan, and Polk. Like that's the best receiving core. Like LSU's got 2. Washington is the only school in the country that has 3. Is that accurate?
I would say so.
Yeah. LSU's got 2 absolute national dogs. Washington's got 3 national dogs. So give me Penix and the boys. Next on this list, Louisville at Pittsburgh. Louisville 7.5-point favorites. And I'm riding with Jack Plummer, the Brom Bros in Louisville here. I think Pitt's like really bad this year.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to be like the team that everybody picked. Like them and Texas Tech. It was Pitt in the ACC. It was Texas Tech in the Big 12. Everybody that we had on the shows. Hey, look out. Pay attention to them. Like, all right, I'm paying attention to them. They're bad. They're bad football team.
No, they're awful. And the thing is, again, the morale of these two squads could not be more different entering this game, with Louisville riding an all-time high. Like, the only question for Louisville is, can they handle success?
Yep.
Pittsburgh's trying to figure out, can they even find success? And I would rather ride with the team that's trying to handle it rather than to find it. So
I wonder if Narduzzi right now is thinking about Michigan State too.
Is he in the mix for that job,
Yeah.
I would imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would be if I was him. Ever since NIL, it seems like Pitt, you get Jordan Addison stolen away, and then it feels like it's just been kind of a downward trend.
It's so bad right now. Phil Dracovic, who was brought in from Boston College to be their starting quarterback, I'm pretty sure that EJ told me he moved to tight end last week.
What? Tight end? That's insane. That doesn't make
starting
sense.
quarterback who's played actually well at times at BC.
Well, and he was really good at Boston College before Pitt. It just hadn't worked out.
And I feel like if Louisville was going to lose on the road, it was at NC State. I don't think it's at Pitt.
I agree with that.
So give me Louisville minus the 7.5. I think Plummer and the boys cover. All right, when we get back, let's wrap up hour number 2 of OTB. We still got to talk Iowa, Wisconsin, USC, Notre Dame, Miami, North Carolina. Got Pelicans talk coming up later. Frank Reich, NFC South. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu. Local, family-owned trade school right there off of Airline Highway. Go check it out today. If you're someone you're searching for a career, man. You feel like you don't have the long-term direction. You're stuck in a job that isn't giving you what you need out of life. ITI can get you where you want to be in just a couple of years. You get that AOS degree. They make a class schedule around you. They help you find your passion. They do mock interviews for once you get done. They have pathways to internships, potential careers. Like I said, if you need to change your life for the better, trust the place that's been doing it for 5 decades. ITI Technical College.
Go to their website, iticollege.edu. But, man, we always encourage you, go see them off Airline Highway, all right? Go speak with admissions in person because you'll be blown away. The campus is set up for your success, and you'll see that from the moment you step onto that campus, iticollege.edu.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. like cypress stumps. Your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that
Voisin. Join me and the coaches Todd Black and Jimmy Roy for the next edition of Louisiana Prep Weekly. Our special guest will be Walker head football coach Chad Mahaffey. It's Louisiana Prep Weekly, Wednesday night at 6, live from Walk-Ons in Town Center on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's the MIBs. Here come the MIBs.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Aiden Hutchinson has the most pressures this season in the NFL. That's surprising.
Not really. Have you seen that young man rush the passer?
No, I guess I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
the ultimate alpha clip of all time, is him talking ish to the Ohio State left tackle. The Ohio State tackle saying something back to him, and he points at him, and basically you can see his head say bet, and just mauls him.
Yeah.
Just runs. It's one of my favorite clips out there. That guy has, I'm going to impose my will on you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, energy.
What's more alpha, though, that or Myles Garrett just, walking up, dribbling the ball between his legs?
I think the Myles Garrett's like more swaggy.
Okay, that's
you know what I mean? It's like swaggy. But like Aiden Hutchinson was basically like, I'm coming right there through your chest plate, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's playing really well for the Lions as they lead the division? Alexander Zaloni.
Yeah,
the other day, they were on national broadcast. I forget which one, but the commentator called him the heart and soul of that defense.
Because he's getting coached up by a war daddy.
And one who knew him from New Orleans. Sorry, I'm talking about Dan Campbell.
Talking about Shep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about Kelvin Shepard. Shut up.
And Aaron Glenn. He took a lot of criticism the last few years, so I think he's done a much better job this season.
Oh, here is the Aiden Hudson clip. Damn.
You do that. Roll that back one more time.
He blew that dude up. What is that set, though, dude? You can't catch Aiden Hudson flat-footed. What do you do?
His feet are also almost touching.
At that point, I'm going to jump set you, and if you beat me inside, so be it. I ain't letting you run down my chest like that. You know what I'm saying? He made a big mistake kicking as wide as he did.
God.
Wait, hold on. Run this back.
He ain't no, his eyes. He ain't going all the way to that
No,
DB.
yeah, he is, dude. Yes, he is. Look at his eyes. He is not looking up. Look at the guard coming late. Why did the guard come so late? Look. Center's trying to push off the guard.
Okay, the guard set though and takes him over.
It's a bad set by the guard. Bro, our left hand. Nah, dude, that ain't on 800. He was trying to block the edge.
You're crazy.
He's trying to block the edge. Look, they screwed up their responsibilities. He ain't taking Aiden Hudson
Where's
on
his
the
eyes?
inside.
Where's
His eyes aren't on
75's
800.
eyes?
What? They're off
Where
the bat?
are 75's
No, off the bat.
eyes?
They're at the corner. Look, he's looking at the corner when he gets
All
trucked.
right, you go out there and block Aiden Hutchinson.
Hell no. He would. What, bro? I couldn't even block, like, I don't know, Jarrell Poe sometimes. I can't handle Aiden Hutchinson.
Don't let the nuances of football ruin this very cool clip.
No, he ain't.
No. I got to defend my O-line boy
Nah.
there. That's the guard's fault, dude.
No, and the quarterback, you can tell, is throwing hot off of that because he ain't even worried about it.
That's bad. Wait, no, I guess there was that guy mugged over the center that they had to watch. So everything's a little late. Good, actually, really good rush design by Michigan there.
It is
confusing the O-lines.
Dude, when you mug a linebacker in the A gap, it just messes everything up.
That looks so dirty. He dead. Guy got caught flat-footed. Yep.
So I would rather be on Heelys out there on a football field than be flat-backed.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
if you push me back and it looks like I'm on the rollerblades, okay, all right.
If he was really setting to Aiden Hutchinson there, I would have just run block him. I would have just jumped on him, and if he cuts inside and beats you with a rip, it is what it is. But yeah, you don't want to get flat back. It's an awful feeling. Everybody's been there, Okay, next on our college football fly around, how about a little Midwestern battle up in Madison, Iowa at Wisconsin? 36.5 total, boys, with a spread of 9.5.
Right.
Very interesting here. I know Wisconsin had a couple good wins recently, but I don't know that Cade McNamara getting hurt really changes much for me for Iowa.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the same team.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like people are using that to be like, oh, well, clearly they're going to be, they were already awful offensively. If you're going to give an Iowa offense that can't score 9.5 points, I'm sorry, I'm going to go with Iowa.
I mean, I am a college football sicko, 12, 21 personnel sicko. This would be a hard watch for me. And I know the dairy raid is going on right now in Wisconsin, but still, they got a lot of dairy raid.
That's what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I've not paid any attention to Wisconsin this year. The dairy raid, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, because they're going Phil Longo, a little air raid. Whoever wins this is going to win the Big Ten West. I mean, it's a Big Ten West championship game, but 10? You got an over-under set right now. It's down to 35.
35?
It's down to 35. And you're going to win by 10?
Jesus.
So you're telling me.
They're basically telling you they think Wisconsin's going to win like 20-something to 0 or like 20 to
14 is like how I have this maybe playing out. But they're telling you, basically that Wisconsin's going to house them.
And
but they're not going to score a lot of points. Yeah.
I don't agree. I think this is a Kirk Ferentz special here.
Wait, how many points does Brian have to average? 25?
Bro, that went out the window a long time.
I think he's at 21 and a half.
That's back across 8 Mile. That
I'm saying that died, though.
Yeah.
Half a season to make up 4 points on an average basis.
He has scored 24, 20, 41, nada, 26, and 20.
Oh, I didn't know he snuck a 26 in there. Nice job, B.
Michigan State. But the thing is, and so, like, my most listenership probably on off campus is probably Iowa fans.
Really?
At least the interaction is. I mean, they're always interacting with the show. And
a passionate bunch.
One of the things they're like, hey, like, we're still 5-1. Yeah, we got embarrassed by Penn State, but we're still 5-1. I go, but you're always 5-1.
Yeah, exactly. which is why if you're going to give me
always 5-1.
Which is why if you're going to give me 9.5, though, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
take
taking that 10 times out of 10.
No, I'll take that as well. Look,
Are you playing the under at 35 though? This is getting so low. I feel like we have to play it because we always do. But like 35, I don't know if that's going in the pontoon parlay.
No,
that's a little too worrisome.
I mean, we have thrown a Big Ten kind of 3 yards in a cloud of dust into the pontoon parlay last couple of weeks. I don't even know though. That might be too much.
35 when somebody's running the air raid. That seems insane. Jake, Greg wants to know how you interact with the show. Talking about off campus.
A lot of tweets, phone calls as well though. Take a lot of phone calls, but a lot of tweets throughout the show. We put a rundown out on Twitter every day, and so a lot of people just reply to the rundown.
Bad job by me. I got distracted, and we spent all of our time on Iowa, Wisconsin, and not USC Notre Dame or Miami UNC. So we can correct those real quick to start hour 3. Then we'll get into Pels. We'll get into some other news, kind of move away from college football a bit. I'm actually going to be stable. I'm going to be doing Aaron Murray and Caroline Fenton this afternoon.
Yeah.
On Sirius.
Caroline probably hosts that.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah. I don't think Aaron's your classic show up and just go guy. Not the run the show guy. Yeah. Although Aaron did do a great job in the call last night. If you watched the Liberty game,
I was watching La Tech. They lost though, but go Dogs still. And they lost to Middle Tennessee State, who had won 1 game.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
JuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel younger, better, like you used to when you were in high school and the world was your oyster and everything was in front of you. Well, I can't turn back the clock literal time-wise, but physically in your body you can. And, it's funny, Jake. I think everybody gets so in their head about all this. Do you do upkeep on your computer, on your home, on your car? Yeah, right? To keep it functioning fully and properly. And look, diet, exercise, all of these things help, but you can go a step further as well. And at Rejuve Me, they understand that, and so they get you exactly what you need. RejuveMeMedical.com. Go check them out today, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can find a full list of conditions that they can treat for you, and we always kind of lay them out. It's a lot of different things, but you might not know. Maybe you don't know. You just don't feel right. You feel a little off. Well, they're going to get to the bottom of it with that consultation. Set it up at RejuveMeMedical.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, October 11th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 75. If you missed hours 1 or 2, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTP. Boys hanging out at the hour number 3. Scott Dice in the chat said it was just an insane. I got to find it. Oh, man, did I lose it? Just an insane message. He said, I'm so hungry. I'm about to go get a Mexican pizza and chicken enchilada burrito for breakfast.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Bro. That is a gastrointestinal nightmare at 9 a.m. in the morning. You can't do it. Yeah. I'm here to talk you off the ledge.
Yeah.
Now, he did go on to say that, well, you know, if I spend some time in the restroom afterwards, I'll just play Retro Bowl, so I'm okay. And I feel that. I think I've been avoiding it because I don't want to waste time on it, but I think I'm about to start a below Retro Bowl college.
Yeah.
It's been long enough where I might be ready to come out of retirement.
Yeah. My son, Jackson, who just turned 14, he's in that moment where he has to tell me about how many national championships he's won with UMass on Retro Bowl College.
Wow,
yeah.
What drove him to UMass?
I don't know. I guess he's like,
but okay,
everybody has like a pathway on college football games. Like for me, I was always going to start out as the offensive coordinator at a small Louisiana school, build myself to head coach at small Louisiana school, then go to a group of 5 school, and then go to LSU ultimately.
You know what's funny? I never did it. I never really did a dynasty mode in any of the NCAAs. No.
How'd you play? Just
in
single games?
I used to just do like seasons with LSU, I think, and then after that, just playing people. Yeah, playing other people.
I did Road to Glory a little bit more than Dynasty mode.
Is that like be a pro, the old
well,
NHL
you start
mode?
high school, then you go to college and all that.
But you're a single player.
Yeah.
Are you controlling the whole team or just your player?
Just that one
Like
guy.
if you're running a route, do you just run a route and then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then you call for the ball, the quarterback
You,
goes
you put the boss hand up, basically.
I used to always be like a 5-star recruit, and I'd go play at like Old Dominion.
What
I used to
position,
think that
though?
was
Quarterback?
fun. Typically.
Yeah, I figure. I'm not hating. I'm saying that makes sense.
I always went running back. But
Receiver was fun, but it was like you didn't always get the ball, so it's kind of like,
If you're a real one, you'd play like corner or
Well,
safety.
so they had a setting where you could be a two-way athlete.
I think what was it? I'm definitely going to dive into the new Dynasty mode. So this is something that I never did when I was younger. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I mean, I'm sure you're going to have basically like NIL resource management, portal resource management.
It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be intense.
No, in the last one they had like the Iron Man athlete thing. So you could be in high school. It's like pick your primary position and your secondary. So you could do like a dual threat QB, but if you put their primary position as safety and your secondary position is QB, you could also return punts and kickoffs while being the quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was solid.
I still have never seen anything like what my little brother used to do, where he would go to one of those small schools, and he played for so many years and years, that by the end of it, he would be on all Heisman mode, and he would only play defensive coordinator. So he would just play safety, basically, and he would take, like, Marshall to a national championship on Heisman mode. It was unlike anything I've ever seen.
I've never heard of anybody playing just defense.
Just defense. Just because he
But-
kept having to up the ante on
But
making it harder.
especially someone who played quarterback at the collegiate level.
He just had to, because it kept getting too easy.
Yeah.
He played it, and on a Heisman mode, he just played it so much. Like, I was like, bro, you should stream, honestly. Like, you could legitimately stream NCAA. You are that good at it. So I hope that by the time it comes out this summer, maybe we can have some streaming opportunities. I doubt we're ever gonna have the time, but it would be cool if we were able to. But yeah, I think I'll probably go small school route. Even though I'm Retro Bowl, dude, I'm kind of feeling a little bolder, going a little prime. I love those uni colors. That or Minnesota. I think Minnesota's my favorite uniforms in the entire country.
I think UCLA is mine, maybe.
I mean, the Rose Bowl's tight. That's the only thing that's tight about UCLA.
You don't think UCLA has great uniforms?
They do have good uniforms.
Yeah.
Kind of soft uniforms, though. There's a hardness to Minnesota that I like. Yeah, that kind of, what color is that?
Hey, don't let the sissy blue cloud your judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
You make your own judgment on the blue.
They didn't look too sissy that day.
Maroon?
They ran counter about
Maroon?
15 times.
Minnesota's kind of maroon,
Because
right?
the crimson's a little darker and the garnet's a little lighter.
I hate any
brown.
color combination that has maroon in it.
But it's not really maroon, is it?
It's a bad color.
You think
It's so
Minnesota's
funny
uniforms
because
are
like
bad?
so many teams in the SEC,
Yes, I do.
A&M, Mississippi State, Alabama, hate all their uniforms.
Wait, but you know it's not that color. Like, that is not the same color as
No, it's not.
Minnesota.
It's not.
No,
It's-
but
it's
that
got
little
more of a-
shade of
yeah.
like, yeah, I get you. Maroon, crimson, all that. Yeah, I don't like it.
So you think Minnesota's actively bad? I think they're clearly the best uniforms in the country. You think actively bad?
In the country?
In the country. After watching them against Nebraska this year, that was cemented.
I do like the gold helmet. The gold helmet
Yeah,
is,
it looks
is,
damn
is
good,
legit.
dude. It looks like a team that won back-to-back-to-back natties in the 30s. Okay? Hell yeah. Go Gophers.
Okay.
See if Georgia can do it. Probably not.
Y'all remember Georgia's black jerseys?
Oh, which ones? The ones with the dog collar?
No, they were literally the red ones, but they were black, and they'd wear the red helmet with them. Back when like
Georgia
Stafford,
has-
Marino, AJ Green were there. I
Georgia
like
has
those.
somehow made the color combination of red, black, and silver not that tight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it looks that cool. When they're in the reds, it looks intimidating because there's the history of Georgia, and they are who they are. But, like, if you were just to do an aesthetic judgment, I don't think – and probably the same goes for LSU, actually. Like, aesthetically, I don't know that anybody's going to be like, oh, LSU's is incredible, but it is very classic and intimidating because
Great
of the
uniform matchup
the
with Ole Miss a
reputation
couple weeks
behind
ago.
it.
Very
Yeah.
clean. Real quick, just 30 seconds, and we'll move on. You think Minnesota best uniform in college football?
Mhm.
I'm going North Carolina's throwbacks that they wear best uniform in college football. Mario.
You are
Tulane.
just a sissy blue boy, aren't you?
Taylor hates it, but the Tulane baby blue is really cool.
Another, yeah, I guess you are the Chargers. Yeah, that's
Sorry,
right.
which one, Mario?
I said the Tulane baby blue.
Oh, yeah.
That they
Those
started
are
wearing.
certainly up there.
More sissy blue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, What?
I've never.
Wait a minute. Hold
when
on.
I tell
We've been
you,
talking
I
about
have
this for 6
never
minutes,
thought about
and
this.
you didn't like maybe just put one in the chamber.
Choose one. I hate uniform. Like, I don't really care about uniform talk either, but like, just choose one. Like, what's the best uniform in college football?
Honestly, I love LSU's.
That's okay.
I really do.
Yeah, like, I love LSU's
Yeah,
as well.
it's okay if you like boring answers.
If you like, Homer Simpson over
Brandon
here.
Hodges says, "Well, I love you, T-Bob, but Minnesota, god awful take." I can't say what it is, guys. When I tell you it imprinted on me the same way as when a baby duck sees like somebody for the first time and thinks it's their mother.
Off the
just
bench
was hooked.
poll question of the day: which uniforms are better? And we'll each lay out. Now, Taylor, you can't pick LSU because that would win in a landslide. We'll all come up with 4 options.
I do, and again, I think Washington's probably second for me. I love that deep purple and burnished gold look, actual purple and gold. And I mean, true or false? What are we talking about, guys? We're purple and yellow.
That's not what the official color
Bobby
said.
had this same rant the other day about the Steelers. It's funny.
What? Oh, that they're not black.
They're not really gold, black and yellow.
Do they say that though? I
Yeah,
thought
they
the
said
whole
black
Wiz
and yellow.
song was black and yellow.
Yeah,
because
like, was it Lil Wayne that did it? Yeah.
No, that was Wiz.
Wiz Khalifa does, but a lot
Whoever.
of Steelers fans do say black and gold.
Wiz,
really?
You know, Wiz Khalifa also. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party.
Saints. Is that Wiz? I've forgotten that was Wiz.
Sure. No, that's Waka Flocka.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody plagiarized it the other
Address
day.
him by his legal name. Thank you. Waka Flocka Flame.
Flame, yeah.
Not going to have Mr. Flame disparaged on off the bench this early in the morning. I would probably go Washington 2 in my unis. And I don't know who's 3. I do like Colorado's black and gold, but that's maybe a little Saint stuff.
Michigan.
Creeping in. Yeah,
Fantastic
Michigan's always up
uniform.
there. Michigan's always up there.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I can be a little basic Penn State boy.
Yeah, for sure.
They look really cool. I know, Taylor, trust me. I know
Stop.
you love Penn State.
I do. I was
what's
thinking
the
about
most
it.
boring, just like all white uniform? Yep. There you go. Bam. No,
No,
they are nice.
I like the navy better than the all white. Actually.
Oh, that's
the white
weird.
navy white. I do like that better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'd take the all whites over that. Damn it. We wasted this entire segment.
I
Just,
know. I'm sorry.
Talking about. It doesn't matter that much.
You know.
All right.
Well,
let's,
look, interaction.
okay,
Interaction. People like talking about maybe some uniforms.
My favorite football uniforms at any level are the Houston Oilers. Scott,
Have you
sissy
seen like
blue,
all
of
these
course.
people are doing? Would you stop with the sissy blue?
It's true, though.
Yeah. Then you got counter ran up your 15 times. So I don't know that we can continue saying
Yeah,
that.
but only because they had a Cajun at running back in Zach Charbonnet.
All right. God, I forgot what I was going to say now.
Something about the uniforms?
Oilers. Like Rice has done a version of the Oilers uniform. Houston's done a version of the old Oilers uniforms, and now the Titans are doing a version
I
as
don't
well.
like that the Titans get to do that. I feel like the Texans should.
But the Texans have literally nothing to do with the Oilers.
Yeah, but the Titans, I mean, Nashville has literally, well, actually, do
Tennessee
they have oil? I don't know if they have oil. Do they
Tennessee
have oil?
actually, when they first went to Nashville, they were still the Oilers for a year.
Yeah, it's like a Utah Jazz situation, It's whatever.
Yeah.
I think, actually, I don't know. Does Tennessee have oil? Does anybody know?
Somewhere, I'm sure they do.
Oh, maybe so.
Probably more oil than they have jazz clubs in Salt Lake City.
Brandon says, yeah, fair. A higher chance. Yes.
0. Show me one.
Brandon
Literally.
says, hate Michigan, especially their helmets. I'm going to agree to disagree there.
Yeah, it's a great color.
Actually, Hootie's right. Vanderbilt
Works.
has good uniforms. But again, it's because black and gold is a powerful combination.
It's hard to screw up gold.
Yeah. True. It's like, aren't we, for thousands of years, us as human beings have just been trained. We're like Pavlov's dog. We see gold and we just slobber a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, tell me the Notre Dame helmets don't at least look tight. I don't care if you like Notre Dame or not, even though I did like those greens they wore against Ohio State. But like that gold, that true gold fleck spray paint, ooh, looks so clean coming off the top. All right, when we get back, why don't we talk a little Notre Dame as we finally get to USC, Notre Dame, and Miami, North Carolina. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Go today off of Airline Highway and start to explore, man. What do you want? Are you single and you want a big truck for work? Are you maybe have like one kid or something? You want a big SUV? Maybe you got a bunch of kids and you could still go SUV, you go Highlander, or, maybe you go minivan. The Toyota scene is going to blow you away. I will say that. If you haven't been in a minivan in years, prepare to have your mind blown. But the bottom line is, whether it's, make and model, price, availability, it's all there for you at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, even if you just need a rent. Okay, so go see them off of Airline Highway Day, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
And if you want to check out that rental process that T-Bob was talking about, it is on the homepage. I mean, right when you log on to it, Rent a Toyota right there. Click on that. You're going to see everything is available, per day rental prices for different vehicles. Check those prices out today, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to Six Rings.
And this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. We'll start with the noon kickoff, Washington Commanders at Atlanta Falcons, and then immediately following that, we'll take you to Patriots at Raiders, and then our nightcap, the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Tune in on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Did just start at that Retro Bowl. And the one offer that I got was Colorado. So there you go, from the Pac-12. So it seems like fate spoke to me after our conversation. I'm very excited that now I'm going to waste time playing Retro Bowl again. Awesome. I'm glad y'all did this to me.
Whoa, y'all, I hadn't even started.
Oh, I thought you had.
No.
You still playing Retro Goal?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Well, more than any other thing, yeah.
I will still say I'm still playing Baldur's Gate 3, and that game is incredible. Oh, my God, that game is incredible. It's one of the best games I've ever played.
So Messi's team didn't even make the playoffs, I heard. That's kind of crazy.
Weren't they awful when he got there?
They were dead last.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought he was supposed to pick him up. That was the whole thing.
I mean, he did.
Well, they made that midseason
just-
They made that final for the midseason tournament.
I got you. Speaking casually, but they were just really critical of him at the Spanish radio station the other day.
Yeah, they probably got a little motivation to be. Oh wait! I thought you meant like an actual Spain.
No, I meant Telemundo and NOLA, the Spanish station where I work.
Okay. I thought you meant like. Some Barca or Barca station.
But a lot of them are Barcelona fans, so yeah.
Well, that's why. I mean,
so
they were
vested interest in being upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, they were awful before you got there.
Oh, he got injured? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
It was a hot and messy couple of weeks, and then it kind of seemed to calm down a little bit. What up?
It was a hot and messy couple weeks.
Well done.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. I thought maybe you had something to add. Just okay. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you appreciate it. Oh, he balled out in the 2 tournaments, but he only played in 2 to 3 games. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that. All right. Let's go ahead and get into USC Notre Dame. Going down in South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame fresh off getting that ass whooped by Louisville. Returning home for a 3rd ranked game in a row. I started this game by thinking, okay, USC sucks. Caleb Williams is awesome. I think Caleb Williams is going to be too much, right? But actually, before we get to that, first, look, I see 2 teams, Jake, that both have reason to be exhausted. Notre Dame probably more so. It feels like they've been on a grind all year long, starting with going to Ireland to open up the season. Then they have that NC State game where you have the massive weather delay that goes on forever. Then obviously you had the complete to the wire Ohio State game. You have the complete to the wire Duke game. You immediately go on the road again to Louisville, and now you got USC. It has been nonstop. But USC's coming off a little triple overtime battle that ended at about 2 a.m. last week in themselves, right? So and now they're going to South Bend. You're going to put a bunch of heathen Los Angeles kids in the Midwest in the potential rain. Get us the video of how USC is getting ready for the rain as well. I think Jake sent it to the group so we can check that out. Look, the bottom line is I started at USC, but the more I thought about it, look, Sam Hartman, I think, is still very good. USC's defense is awful. Hold on to the video for a second. USC's defense is awful. Notre Dame's defense is pretty damn salty. I think Notre Dame wins the game. I think Notre Dame, because what happens when we see USC run into a physical team? Like when we see them run into Utah or something. I think Notre Dame bounces back. I think Notre Dame wins this game.
How about this for matchup predictor? 61.9% for Notre Dame.
There you go. That actually I think completely checks out.
So the analytics love Notre Dame in this one. And if you're Notre Dame, the best case scenario is this game plays like Ohio State game played out. If you had any chance to beat Ohio State, the game had to be in your way, and that game was. And they just didn't have enough right there at the very end. I mean, they're one play away. But they made that game in their style, not Ohio State style. They got to do that same thing against USC. And I do agree with you. I mean, they got to be a tired football team. I mean, with everything that they've had and being on the road and even some of the other games that they've had and going down to the final play against Ohio State, the rain delay is a good call too. We've been in those situations where you're just sitting there.
Sucks. And it lasted forever.
You're supposed to get home early to South Bend from Raleigh. You're excited about it. Ends up you get home at 1 a.m.
Oh, that game was in Raleigh too.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot. I thought it was in South Bend. Damn, bro. That's crazy. Notre Dame's had a hell of a grind.
Yeah, their defense is only giving up 279 yards per game. And so this will be a defense that I think slows USC down. I don't think you're ever going to stop USC. You'll slow them down enough. And if you dictate the pace of this game, Notre Dame wins.
Yes. I also agree that Gavin in the chat says USC's unis are overrated, man. I was talking about this with my brother last Saturday.
Yeah, I don't love that.
They're old school, which is cool, but they look a little goofy. Their numbers are too big, and it makes them look small, combined with a dark color palette. Like, because they're already kind of small, they need to make the numbers smaller.
I normally like a gray face mask. I don't like it here.
Okay, but yeah, look, Lincoln Riley's teams against physical teams, Notre Dame's defense is infinitely better, and Sam Hartman should be able to have success. I like the Irish here, but after watching this practice video, Jake, I'm not quite sure what to think. So I guess it may rain in South Bend this weekend, which, to be fair, people from LA, and I'm not even coming at them like a slight, because if you don't go through something, of course you're going to be awful at it. But people in LA do awful with the rain. You go ahead, Taylor. And but here it is. We got our man with a Sherman-Williams paint sprayer, seemingly filled with water, just spraying down the punt returners as they get ready. But, like, he's not even hitting. I don't get it.
It's not powerful enough to make a difference. Like, it feels like you said earlier, like it feels like you're getting spit on.
Just like a little, it's a little spit on. Like
get a pressure washer out there and put it in a downpour.
By the way, they're dropping all these punts. That's
because the rain.
Yeah.
They are dropping, actually, aren't they, dude? I told you, LA people don't handle the rain well.
Dude, just get like a fire hose and just point it up in the air.
In the sky.
And
like straight up in the sky.
Let it trickle down. Like that's going to get your best case.
Hey, how about this?
Try to simulate.
You're in Los Angeles, the mecca of fake rain machines for movies.
True.
Just go call Will Ferrell and get him to bring in a fake rain machine. He's already at the frat party. Just bring one on over. It's not hard to do.
This man's got a bug sprayer.
low moment to have. Yeah, it is a bug sprayer. You're right, an Orkin bug. Low moment to have the bug sprayer as a coach, and you're just spraying these kids in the face. Kind of funny.
Yeah, you get home. So how's practice today, babe? Well, Coach Riley gave me a bug sprayer, and I was chasing the punt returners and spraying them in the face with the bug sprayer.
This is so freaking funny to me. And that dude did just drop 2 in a row. Bug sprayer getting him. I don't know. But yeah, I think Notre Dame, if it rains especially, I think Notre Dame wins. I don't think they're ready for soccer. But
could we see the old bush push grass length here in South Bend?
Wait, what do you mean?
You don't remember how long the grass was when USC traveled to South Bend? You don't remember?
I don't know.
Taylor, see if you can pull up a picture of the long grass there in South Bend whenever USC and Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, when they traveled there, they were trying to slow down a fast USC team, and so they let the grass get incredibly high.
Wow. Okay, dude. Sneaky good by the was that was Rudy and the old man he used to live with? Right? Weren't they the groundskeepers back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. What actor was that?
I remember him from the show Rock. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, they're just getting squirted on.
He's got the great
UFC players.
He's got the great meme where clapping.
Yes. It's
in
kind of like
tunnel.
It's like an aggressive type deal. Doesn't sound as good if you don't have mitts on or mittens.
Or if you have small hands.
No. That's okay. That sounds like a big hand clap right there. No, not that one. Hold on. Whatever. So we're all in agreement, Notre Dame. Anybody going to USC? Great opportunity for Caleb Williams here, though.
Yeah.
I think I'm going USC in this game.
Okay.
I think so. I think Notre Dame should have lost their last 3. They're actually 1-2 in their last 3. Duke was driving to win that game. They had a crucial holding penalty that took away a Riley Leonard rush. And look, credit to Notre Dame. They found a way to win. But, guys, their offense has not been good the last 3 weeks. They've averaged 18 points per game the last 3 weeks. And their defense has been really good, but everybody was like, oh, well, this is the year Notre Dame takes the next step. Sam Hartman's going to take them over the top. Other than the first 2 games of the year, Sam Hartman actually hasn't been that good if you go look at a game-by-game basis.
He did lead the game-winning drive against Duke, and he did lead what should have been the game-winning drive against Ohio State. I think, yes, look, Notre Dame has questions to answer from a volume perspective offensively, but you know what? You know who's a get right if you're struggling offensively? That USC defense.
No, I agree. And it's one of those things like y'all said.
And then understand that the LSU defense is multiple orders of magnitude worse.
Well, it's one of those things y'all said, can the Notre Dame offense take advantage of a bad defense? Can a good USC offense beat a good Notre Dame defense? I don't know. Look, I did the same thing with Ohio State. Until Notre Dame proves to me that they can beat a top program under Marcus Freeman, I can't pick them to beat a top 15 program. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, can't you say the same thing for USC, though? Has Lincoln Riley proved that to you?
Yeah, I mean, you could. This comes down to me trusting Caleb Williams more than Sam Hartman.
I think that Notre Dame's defense is closer to USC's offense than the inverse, but maybe I'm wrong there because that is,
It's going to be a good matchup.
And then finally, you got Miami at UNC, couple of ACC powers, and look, this is not Miami.
No. You can't call it after what Miami did. How egregiously bad that was.
Look,
I'm glad somebody said it.
You don't get to be a power.
Look.
No.
This is not Miami shade. I'm not just fading Miami here because of last week. They should have won that game. They should be undefeated. But Tyler Van Dyke's been really good. The win over A&M is very impressive. It still is to me. The only thing is last week is depressing. But this pick, I'm picking North Carolina cover 3.5. It's more about I'm a UNC believer. This is a team. How about this? 4th best defense in the ACC, sub 20 points a game, Jake. Your boy, Chiz.
Yeah.
19.5. Are you kidding me? You're telling me Drake May, going into last game, Drake May had 5 touchdowns to 4 picks and you're undefeated? And then you get Tez Walker back and he suddenly throws for 3 touchdowns, no picks, and 440. Dominates Syracuse. You're at home. I think UNC probably makes the ACC championship.
Don't want to change topics on y'all. Here's a picture of how tall the grass was when Reggie Bush visited.
Oh my God.
That's like the best view of it I could find.
Wow, look at that thing, dude. That is a field.
Like you can hardly see the tight end's foot right there.
That's obnoxious.
Is that Tom Zibikowski, number 9?
It is.
Oh, he's a stud.
It is.
Even then, look at the UFC numbers. Too big. Way too big. I mean, you could graze cattle on them there, grass, Jake.
It's
That's
a good
crazy.
I think they've gone to turf now. I'll have to somebody in the chat see if that's factual.
Oh, that's dumb.
Just roll out some more grass though. Just put it on top.
All right. I think we have that. That is it. Where are you at UNC Miami? 3.5.
UNC.
3.5.
UNC.
Okay.
UNC. Miami, man, after you lose a game like that, yes, you can treat it a couple of ways. You can rise up after that disaster, but I think they go the other way.
All right. Wait, Brandon says, did y'all see Miami had a coach come up to Cristobal in the OC 2, if not 3 times, tell him to nail the ball, and they just ignored him? No, I've not seen this video. We need to find this during the break, and I'm going to watch it next.
In goal set, I'm not blaming the players, but the players and coaches go hand in hand.
Well, it's a
and
morale
the coaches,
blow, dude.
It's not the NFL where if Tyler Van Dyke was in the NFL, he would have been like, no, you dummy.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking a knee.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? We're not calling a play. I'm going to grab this football, and I'm going to take a knee. In college, you don't see that. So, yeah, no, the players and coaches go hand in hand, and by the way, they played awful in the game.
Yeah, they did. They did. But still, I allow for a good team to play bad if they're going to escape with a win, and they should have. I mean, even doing a shotgun snap in that scenario is crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, and Van Dyke's been torturing himself with the entire week. Like, what if I had just, fallen on the ground? Just gotten the ball and then just kneed it on my own. But whatever. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Finally get to that Pelicans talk. Keep it locked here and Off the Bench.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there in the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Countryside, I saw him ride. One day they found him.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event.
It's on. Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. JD Piquel of On3 Sports talking college football. It's a What If Wednesday and our SEC football power rankings. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Congratulations to Alvin Falstich. Alvin is our Week 6 winner in the 2023 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em Contest. He wins a Twin Peaks gift card. Don't forget to make your picks for Week 7 by noon on Thursday. Play the 2023 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em, that's a lot of words, today at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We could not find said video of Cristobal. All right, let's talk Pelicans. I did not watch any of it, Mario, last night. Now, thanks to Baldur's Gate 3 coming out on Mac, I have the ability to play it at home. So, I've been getting it in late night where I can, and well, that means I did not take the time to watch the Pelicans last night. How did the Murder Birds look?
First half was awesome. The starters played together. The starting 5 from last night: Zion, B.I., Herb, Jonas, CJ.
Okay.
For the first time since November, so that was pretty cool. The starters looked good. Zion was moving around well. I know that's what everybody cares about. It's preseason basketball at the end of the day. You don't want to take away too much, but everybody left the game healthy. That's what matters. And, all these reps count because, like I said, they haven't played together very much. So you lost the game. Give the Magic, second and third stringers a lot of credit. But when the Pelican starters were out there, they looked pretty good.
I don't care about winning the game. What were Zion's final numbers?
He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 16 minutes, and
Okay.
had a really nice drive and kick to Jordan Hawkins for his first 3.
I mean, I love that. I love that. How did Jordan Hawkins look since you and Taylor are just yelling at Willie Green about how he needs to immediately play in the NBA, not be in the G League, and be in the starting lineup?
Well, he played 26 minutes off the bench to lead the second unit, so that's a good sign. He was 4 of 14 from the field. He was 1 of 6 from 3. You could tell he's making that adjustment. He was a great college player. They had that run to the Final Four. But NBA, a little bit different game, right? The spacing is different. He got called for traveling twice because he tried to move too fast right after he caught the ball.
Yeah.
You can get away with that in college, not so much in the NBA.
I mean, you can get away with traveling in the NBA.
It's a certain
That's
type
James
of
Harden.
traveling.
Yes, but
Certain
not
type of traveling.
Exactly, not in that fashion. They do enforce it there, and when you're near the sideline and out of bounds, Darius Miller used to do that way too much. But yeah, Hawkins looked good. Hopefully, he gets more reps throughout the preseason.
But EJ Liddell, first time we get a chance to see him.
Yeah, didn't play too much. 17 minutes, 1 for 3 from the field. He's still trying to kind of find his role, I think, if he wants to play more inside, be more of a floor spacer. But again, just glad he's back and healthy. He missed all of last season.
Brian says, so the U player was down and didn't really fumble, talking about Miami. It was,
If they would have called it down, it would have stayed down. If they called it a fumble, it would have stayed a
gray area
fumble. Yeah.
We know that. So, Mario, overall, did you leave last night's game more or less positive about your Birds?
More, because like I said, they stayed healthy. And we've talked a little bit about James Borrego, the new assistant they hired, essentially like a new offensive coordinator for the Pelicans. You could tell he's going to emphasize ball movement a lot. Like the ball got a little sticky at times last year, especially after Zion went out.
Very sticky at times. I don't think a little sticky, very sticky.
Yeah, so, a lot of off-ball movement. Valanciunas looked good. He played a little bit more off the ball. That's been a big topic of conversation over the offseason. A lot of fans and media want to trade Jonas Valanciunas, get more of like a rim protector, but I don't know if I'm really with that. He's a very diverse player. He's the best pure center the Pelicans have had in years.
Yeah.
And I think he can gel with this lineup. Yes, he's a good offensive player, good low-post presence, but he's a basketball player. He's a playmaker. He showed a little bit of that yesterday.
All I care about is 12, 5, and 6, and 16, man. That sounds good to me. Taylor, do you have any takes? Did you watch any last night?
So the first half, my issue was the free throw shooting. It was bad. And credit to Zion, he was 4 for 6, but as a team, they shot 65% from the free throw line.
I got, that
Didn't like that, and 23% from behind the arc. That was an issue as well.
I don't care about free throws. Threes worry me because you don't have Trey Murphy, and he's the only person that could shoot on the team. I do like Jordan Hawkins having a super green light, though, because, whatever, if you're going to learn, that's what we want you to do, so you might as well just go for it and learn what works and what doesn't.
And he was 1 for 6 from the arc, but, I mean, okay, he had an off game. Yeah, let him keep going. Like you said, let him find his rhythm, give him that green light. Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah, you got to shrink that rotation, possibly make some trades before the deadline if you're the Pelicans.
Yeah, I'm sitting there looking at it right now, like the box score. I'm like, where is he going to play?
Exactly.
Where's he going to end up?
Like, remember how good Dyson Daniels was before the injury last year? He's working on the shot with Fred Vinson. Will hopefully be a little bit more of a floor spacer. He's going to get minutes. Najee Marshall, his stats aren't really good, but I thought he was huge for the Pelicans last year after all the injuries. Can he play a reduced minutes role? Do you even want to keep him? Like, there are definitely a lot of questions.
I'm going to be very excited for that first game. I'm probably going to rely – I don't think I'm going to watch any preseason basketball, though, so I'm going to continue to rely on you for this.
Left this out of the stat line. 0 smiles for Zion Williamson after the game in the press conference.
What about turnovers?
Let's see. He had 2 turnovers.
All right. I take that.
5 assists. Not a horrible ratio.
That's what I'm saying. If he's going to be handling the ball that much, things running through him, I can take that.
He played center and looked good in the center minutes yesterday. And, again, there's going to be kind of a lot of randomness to this offense, I think, with James Borrego. But, yeah, Zion was good scoring the ball, but was also good facilitating with the 5 assists.
I'm enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. Hootie says, what are you playing in BG3? I am playing a halfling bard. Granted, a bit of a safe play from your boy. It's the same class that I played in my night shift YouTube D&D show that we did for a few years there. And then Bilbo says new Diablo season about to come out soon. Never got into Diablo. Any of y'all ever played any of the Diablo games? Diablo 2, 3, 4 just dropped? Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
I don't know what the other game you're talking about is either.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
It's it's got a great lineage. 1 and 2 were late 90s games, early 2000s that were awesome. They're just massive. Baldur. Baulder. It's all set in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. On the I think it's Forgotten Realms. But yeah, just really awesome RPGs, role-playing games in the late 90s, 2000s, and then this studio Larian, after making kind of some spiritual successors, got the license, has been working on this game for years and years, and it's just Dungeons and Dragons in computer form, which should be impossible, I thought at least. Like, you can actually, it feels a lot like D&D in that you can kind of do anything, you talk to people. I just think it's one of the best games I've ever played. Oh, excuse me, I put a U where I shouldn't have. Baldurs.
Man, just because you mentioned Dungeons and Dragons, I have to give a shout out to Richard Condon. I saw him downstairs this morning, and he said to tell you to stop talking about Dungeons and Dragons and to mention that today, 26 years ago, LSU upset number 1 ranked Florida in Tiger Stadium.
Oh, that's tight.
So
okay.
just wanted to give him the shout out there.
Oh, 1997.
Yes, sir.
So pigs
Touchdown
flew.
Tommy Banks.
This is the day that pigs flew.
Yes. I remember vaguely. I was 3 years old at the time, but I knew it was a big deal. Definitely a significant moment in LSU football history.
All right, when we get back, let's wait real quick. Do want to remind you to Page Plus Urgent Care, PagePlusUC.com. You're going to see the difference. PatientPlusUC.com. Ask about the membership while you're in there. You go to PagePlusUC.com/membership. $20 a month, 10% off if you buy for the entire year, and you get unlimited visits with that membership. You go twice, you've already come out ahead for the calendar year. And it's so all your steroid shots, everything I'm always talking about, ear infections, cold, flus, whatever. For life's unexpected moments, you need to get in, get better. Page Plus got you. It's the best facilities, y'all. You're going to be blown away when you see it. You reap the benefit of these facilities. And don't forget that, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, family rates. They got great family rates as well if you want the whole family to be in on the membership. So check it out today. Page Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com. Back next.
OTB, OT.
Get Gordon, get it done. Join the G Team, 225-888-8888, 225-888-8888. Get Gordon and get somebody who's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. Also follow Gordon McCurdy Injury Attorneys on social media at Get Gordon. They got really great content when it comes to what to do immediately after an accident, kind of general life advice, sit downs with all your favorite athletes from the G Team. Women's basketball getting ready to crank back up. Every single player on the G Team. What do you wait for? Get Gordon, get it done.
Yeah, they are there for you. So many different ways to get in contact with them. At Get Gordon on all major social medias is the handle. GetGordon.com is the website. There you can do a lot. You can find past client results. You can have a chat with them right there on this site. And as we always tell you, you can always pick up the phone. This is throughout the state of Louisiana, so no matter where you're at, up in Shreveport, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Lake Chuck, Monroe, does not matter. Area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-7...
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly and Hugh Freeze update their team's preps for Saturday's game in Tiger Stadium. Russ Mitchell joins us. We'll head to Houston to get an update on the Texans. It's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
That's the bench brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. That's the bench. Does T-Bob look like gorilla when he eats a banana? I do open it from the bottom like gorillas do. Also, is T-Bob more or less than 50% of the way to being full-blown Moscona Jr.? Let y'all answer.
Probably in the 40s.
You can suck it.
In what way would T-Bob ever be confused with Moscona?
Thank you. That's
now,
the foxhole answer we're looking
Musso?
for. You thought you were going to have Jake's support, and you got twisted up on and crossed over there, Mario.
No, I mean, Musso for sure, without
thought
question.
You had Jake in there with you, and
Not
you
T-Bob.
got crossed over.
No.
Swing and a miss.
Ask the bench. What's your go-to winter coffee/drink? Again, I love these nighttime magnesium calm teas. So good. Sleep like a little baby.
I mean, I just always drink coffee.
You drink hot coffee no matter what, right?
Yeah, no matter what.
I love a good Irish coffee at this time of year.
Taylor, cider?
I like it over coffee, yeah.
You had a very good cider drink yesterday.
Yeah.
Very dad.
We were going to drink cider on the back porch, and I just grabbed it off my kitchen counter. And the wife said, "Wait, no, we're supposed to do this outside." And I was like, "Oh, so it's an outsider." It was a decent joke.
I'm so proud of you. Just paving the way to plant a baby in your wife. You're doing great. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Dream vacation spot and activities. Money is no object. You don't have to bring kids unless you want to.
I want to check out Greece. I mean, everybody that I see that goes to Greece, it looks incredible.
It's the best trip I ever took, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, you've been.
Yeah.
Right.
Long, too. That was pre-kids. Went for like almost 15 days.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. Used all my vacation for an entire year on it. It was sick.
Man, I want to go to Greece
like
for
12
15 days.
It was like 12, but it
I
was
want to go
awesome.
to Greece for 12 days.
I mean, Italy is still my dream trip, but if money was an option, it would be a ski trip to Queenstown, New Zealand. I went there just for a day, and it was like the most beautiful place I've ever been. But, I mean, you know how ski trips are. Them things get expensive quick.
Never been skiing.
Oh, I don't like skiing. I like snowboarding, but it's so much fun, dude. Oh, my God.
I lived in Denver for a couple of years.
Yeah, NFL will do that.
Yeah.
Man, ironically, the one time I've been skiing was in California at like a fake snow kind of thing.
I think I skiing in California, yeah, for sure.
Somebody on Tiger Rant found Scott Bailey's Super Bowl ring in a van they just bought. Who can get in contact with the guy to give him the ring back? Who's Scott Bailey?
Scott Bailey Enterprises. I hear the commercial on the radio all the time. I don't actually know who that is.
About to say, is that act like right? Is that
Yeah.
Related to champs?
Boss Bailey is, though.
Pat Flew says a live-action Gargoyles is in the works. Okay. Gargoyles is pretty cool.
It was great after school.
Yeah.
They had some serious episodes of that show, like some adult topics.
Yeah, I feel like they did back in the day.
And so did Rugrats now that we look back on it. You know, I mean, every show kind of has a little bit of it.
Yeah, Rugrats had way more funny, like, adult, like, making fun of adults raising kids jokes than I realized at the time. And just the adult archetypes.
Yeah.
I've lost control of my life.
Hey, I do want to remind you, look, you want to do some gambling this week? We just spend a lot of time picking spreads today. We'll give you that pontoon parlay you want. The DraftKings Sportsbook app. You have $5 on it. Well, if you sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. You bet $5 on an NFL game. You get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's for new customers. But remember, all customers can always take advantage of great things like the same game parlays and everything else. But there's a sweetener offer every NFL game day this October. So you want to play a little Thursday night football, Sunday, Monday. There's a couple great deals for you. Promo code Baton Rouge. Remember, the crown is yours. DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility, deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambler problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 146-2537. Ask the bench, favorite cartoon on the old Adult Swim? I think my favorite Adult Swim show, I mean, that is where I first saw Family Guy. Probably my favorite show ever is still Robot Chicken. Not a cartoon.
What else would that be?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force
was hilarious.
Awesome.
I mean, I know these, but I've never seen
Super Jail,
Don't know that.
Squidbillies.
Don't know that.
Was Space Ghost Coast to Coast in the OG
Yes.
Adult?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I used to watch Space Ghost.
Home movies.
But
that
not
was,
the cartoon Space Ghost when he was like the late night talk show host. Yeah.
And the little praying mantis
Home
would be
movies.
right next to him. Yeah.
Y'all have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, Thursday.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now.